We're
Good
going to the
evening,
attic.
everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have
Courtney, and I'm playing Abby. She's a suave delinquent face.
Are you sure?
It sounds like you're insulting her.
Yeah.
You swab delinquent face.
It's an aggressive compliment.
What I find
Some
interesting
German.
here is that, as we've done this so many times, face is her class.
Yes.
Is that your
Suave
official mug?
is your archetype,
Mhm.
and born leader
Yes.
is
I'm
your
sure that-
ladder. All of those are ostensibly far more important than your background.
Okay.
So
But here's
when
the
you
thing.
insist on being like delinquent,
Because Cody, the other three things all mean the same thing. I'm just trying to put some variety in this goddamn class.
all right.
Answering a good answer.
Face and what's it?
Born
delinquent?
leader.
Oh,
I
I remember.
don't know. I feel like born leader is
It's
different
different.
than being suave. Because you can be suave and a follower.
Sure.
You can be
Yeah.
a board leader and not
Han
12.
Solo.
Well, talk to us about Thomas.
All right. I am Sean Beatty, and I am playing Thomas Haywood, who is a gunslinging, driving, infiltrating piece of shit.
Goodness.
Hey.
I like it.
And I'm Allison.
And we'll find out
And
who
those
she
are
is
fireworks.
And that's all you know.
Those are
And I'm Allison. Fireworks.
Fireworks.
I'm discount fireworks.
I'm Allison. I'll be playing discount fireworks.
Yep.
I mean, I hope I meet you in Chinatown.
No.
Seemed.
Hold on, I have to go rework my character. Can you give me a few minutes?
Go for it. You got time.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Isolde. She's a sniper, militarist, warrior, disciple.
Okay.
I'm Megan. I'm playing Lucy. She's a vampire martial artist.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm playing Lola, and she is a vampire gunslinger.
All right. And this is Lamplighters. It is our D&D 5e steampunk game set in 1888 London. We'll get to that in just a second. Up first, a couple of announcements. We, if you have not given us your address and you have won something from us in the past month, we need it because we're going to send that stuff out. If we haven't gotten it, we're just going to give it to somebody else and say we're sorry. That's it. Sorry. Also, check out our friends over at Caspollux, CASPOLLUX.com. Enter the promo code Random Encounters, plural on the encounters. You get 15% off your entire order over there. We are going to be getting some more things for giveaways from them. So if you guys have any suggestions, go over to the website, search through it, give us a link, post it in our Discord, in the general chat, or in the Dice Porn if you're like, hey, that looks like an awesome giveaway.
Think about it.
Yeah, and we will take it into consideration. No promises, but it's worth looking at because they got a lot of awesome stuff. It's really well priced. It ships very quickly, so even if you don't win something from us, we highly recommend you buying stuff from them. They also have jewelry. The dragon right there is one of the pieces. So
Their dice are very pretty.
they do have very pretty dice, and if I'm not mistaken, better price than most places you can grab some.
Yeah.
So check them out. Also, we're going to be doing some more stuff with our friends over at
Gotta get it.
Get it, Skull Splitter. Skull Splitter.
I like the
yes.
little accent there.
It lends itself to French.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Although it's very Norse.
No.
Like
Yeah.
just sort of the stylings and the helmet and the
French.
axes and stuff. Very dwarven, I suppose. Also, check them out. We're going to be getting some more stuff from them, I believe,
Great work
at some point. So they're awesome. We have a link down below. Follow that. Also, if you follow links for Amazon or for ThinkGeek, you can help out the channel, even no matter what you buy there. Also, speaking of Amazon, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get a free Twitch subscription every month, but you do have to reapply it every month.
Thanks for reminding me, Cody.
There you
I
go.
need to renew mine.
Yeah. So if you have subscribed to us in the past, thank you very much. If you do it through Amazon Prime, please be sure to go back and re-up that, because that's really awesome for the channel, and it helps us get a bunch of cool stuff for us to not just give to you, but helps us buy new games and power the tabletop games and we've been upgrading. We upgraded a lot of tech last year. One of the big goals, I think, by the end of 2019 is some sort of hanging camera. But that's going to take like an
Is it not a
instant.
green screen?
No, unfortunately. Imagine if we had one behind me and it was just like leather-bound books.
You say leather-bound books like we wouldn't just fuck with you.
I know. Oh yeah, I fully expect it would, but
It would just be
in my mind,
Leatherbound books, and then like, you know,
Sean-
they used to on Whose Line Is It Anyway, and they would be like,
yeah.
you're telling a news story about whatever's going on behind you, and it's like one of those like
Yeah.
80s exercise tapes.
yeah, it's that 50s like endless summer
It's just
surfing.
like
Yeah.
1,000 amps.
Sean's DMing and we just play LaCroix Boy behind him the whole time.
I would expect nothing less.
No, it's just the picture of him with the LaCroix shirt on.
My
It's
masterpiece.
just that Photoshop, that terribly Photoshop picture.
You know what I imagine like we would put but behind you like really serious moments is just like those like that long pan out Corona commercial
nice. Yeah.
where like everyone's like, wait, what is that? Like he's trying to be serious and just wait.
Huh? What's going on?
We'll take
Oh,
a
it's
bunch
Corona.
of pictures
Oh,
of like you,
okay.
like portraits of you, like,
yeah.
and we'll
that'd
just
be
whatever
fun.
your mood is, we just change it behind you.
The classical art memes.
Yeah. That's
God,
yeah.
that's wild.
Cody's mood of the scene. We'll just shift it
Yeah.
to match that.
There's one reason.
Whenever
Like,
you're talking, it's dynamic and changes. Whenever you're talking to us, it's just disappointed.
That's fair.
That tickled you, didn't it?
So all of those things are great. Also, our website continues to grow and get updated. We're trying to get some recaps and reviews and things on there. So head on over there. It is randomencounters.com. Randomencounterproductions.com. Thank you. I knew.
This and the Twitter is the only
That
thing.
last
We
night.
just did that last night.
we
That's
did
why
that
I know.
last night.
I said it myself, and I was like,
yeah.
"It's randomencounter.com," and I was
So
like,
we're all like,
No.
don't please don't
No.
type it in your
No.
time.
No, it's not.
Although
although
I-
no one
yeah,
owns it.
I went to randomencounter.com. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's randomencounter.net that you don't fuck with. .gov.
Oh my god, .gov. What would randomencounter.com be?
I don't want to know.
picture of
We're
some
gonna
random.
find out. Wow, I'm embarrassed that I
Remember that
screwed that up. I'm so sorry.
It's
No,
okay.
it's okay. I did it last night.
It's been a long day,
Tumblr's up.
buddy. The Tumblr.
Yeah. Compared to that, if you do the
I
tumbles.
found some things for you.
Oh,
They're on there.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If
I
you
will look. I saw
if,
that you told me.
if you do the tumbles,
The Tumblr is there.
head on over there.
And then we'll tumble for you.
The
Yeah.
Tumblr porn is the only thing that's dead because
Yeah, we
you're not
can't- we
you're not
can't-
allowed to have.
Also, that is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Definitely
It is-
say that.
it is
I
very
was scrolling
bullshit.
through things at work today, and I was like, I thought this was not supposed to happen
It's
anymore.
odd because
It's
sometimes
only
it's like
female presenting nipples.
it's
That's
like
the only thing that's not allowed.
softcore porn, and then suddenly it's like, oh god, that's hardcore porn.
And then
Yep.
it's
The
definitely just
Tumblr
like
experience.
someone grabbing an ass. Like, it was wearing underwear, but I was like, what the fuck? This isn't.
As long as it's not female presenting nipples, you're fine.
Also, all I kept thinking of in my head was, no, it's female forward.
Or they just went in.
Justice is okay.
Listen,
Female facing.
I don't know. Like, I have no real strong opinions on the Tumblr porn thing, but I do have strong opinions on the kind of people. If you're going to Tumblr for porn, what are you doing with yourself? Like, there's a whole world available to you just outside of Tumblr.
Well, the thing is, it's also affecting
Message
artists
Sean
that
and he'll
draw
show
not
you
safe
what
for
that
work art that use Tumblr as their primary form of engagement.
Yeah.
With, like people who commission for them, if they draw not safe for work art, that's
Sure.
no longer allowed.
I get that.
That's
great.
the big controversy.
But if
Nobody
you-
really cares
before-
about the
But if you're
actual
sitting there
porn.
looking for gift sets, I mean, come on, man. Like,
Before we tumble too far down this hole, let's say thank you to 12 for 10 gifting
Yeah.
subs again.
What?
You're the best, man. You the best. That's like I can only
You the best.
You're doing the Lord's work.
You the best.
yeah. Thank you.
A plus.
Tremendously. Thank you guys so much. Also, thank you for the people that were here Wednesday night for all the bits for the new Monster Manual.
Yeah.
So that was tremendous. Thank
Mostly
you
for
guys.
the bits. Did you guys
For
watch
all
the
the
comedy
bits.
show?
Yes.
Good.
The Monster Manual just fell apart.
Yeah,
Cody
the
literally
binding
picked up
being
and went,
bad.
"What
Oh,
the-"
God damn it, I
was
forgot
like,
mine. I meant to bring it for you.
No, it's okay. The binding and it was on one page. the shambling mount in specific, and
course.
the top
And it shambled away.
binding came out. The lower binding stayed in, and so the page was like
Literally shambles.
twisted and like ripping, and eventually I just had to start like pulling stuff apart.
Mm.
It messed me up. Anyway, so thank you guys for all of your love, all of your support. We really appreciate it. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, we're not sure we're going to have a show. We know it's going to be a good show. We don't know what that show is. It might be our Call of Cthulhu deck building game, which is 6 players and cooperative, which is really cool. Otherwise, we might do some Call of Cthulhu character building for a one-shot. And then I think next week, I would like to schedule L5R for Saturday. L5R, Star Wars, we had our first Star Trek game back. So that's going to be fun. So those games we know are going to be on our rotation. And then probably Vampire the Masquerade. And then we may fill out something else, depending on what days we have available. So
Or Assassin's Creed is fun too.
Assassin's Creed was very fun. Yeah,
And there's many different like eras you can go to with that,
Yeah.
which is good.
yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to it. So, guys, any other announcements before we get into the business of the night?
Enchanted Carriage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
There was a
Enchanted
box.
Carriage.
Enchanted Carriage.
Oh.
Haunted Mountain.
Haunted Mountain.
We're just,
Did he
yeah.
take it with
I
him?
think he took
He
his
may have
bag,
taken
and
it
I'm not
with
sure
him.
because we looked
Yeah.
at it last night.
Because we haven't been able to find it.
Yeah.
It is.
You're
Haunted
upset
Haunted
now.
Mountain makes dice trays, and they are beautiful.
Yes.
They
You
are.
should look at them on the Twitter and the Instagram.
Yes, yes, Dice Armoires.
We have one somewhere, but I think Eric took it with him because it belongs to him.
Yes.
I think you reclaimed his property.
Yeah, you
What
know,
a
casually.
Mm,
He didn't just give it to the studio.
it's all right.
That's all right. Yes, but anyway, we wanted to say yes. Check them out. They're really fun,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
they're
they are. They're great.
accepting your orders. I think.
Yep, they're friends. Also, Norse Foundry. I'm really excited because I'm getting in that Shadowrun board game.
Ooh.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, by the end of the month.
Ooh.
'Cause
That'd be
that
fun.
would be awesome. And our friends at Norse Foundry did the dice, did the custom dice for it.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That is super
Um,
Good for them.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's really cool. Big Kickstarter, Catalyst Games. I'm excited to see what they got going on. So, yes, that is something for us to all look forward to, my friends. I think that's it. Let's get to 30 patrons. We've picked up a few more, so we're inching ever closer. We got a bunch of things to give away for that. And I would love to see us maybe pick a day in January and try to push for 75 concurrent viewers. So if we all get our friends, family, and you guys help us out there, we can pick like a long 12-hour day, maybe try to get an hour or something in there all together. We'll do some sort of legacy game or Twilight Imperium or a double D&D session or just something. So, but those are all things
The
coming up.
people what they want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
12 hours of Vampire the Masquerade.
I don't know if
Everyone's
I
eyes
have
start
that
twitching.
one.
Everyone's just
Well, no,
like,
it's during the day, so we're just sleeping.
Oh,
through it.
yeah.
Live some of you guys just nap.
There has to be some
That's-
South Korean phenomenon that is that.
Okay, listen. If
That's
you do that,
pornographic.
if you do that, I call Consuela, the maid that comes in and cleans around you both.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do what I normally
Someone
do while I
halfway
sleep.
something like tries to bite you, like, no. Keep going.
like a cat.
No. Holy water.
Just-
Holy water spray bottle. It's a spray bottle like a cross.
I'm just walking through with my chancla out.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Yeah, maybe a crucifix on the bottom of the chocolate.
It's just got
I still like the idea of a holy water spray
Yeah,
bottle.
I like that too.
No.
Bad
Name
vampire.
won't play.
Yeah.
Speaking of vampires,
Yeah,
You
let's
guys
get
are
it.
good. I'm gonna slide out till you need me, so I'm not
Sounds
coughing
good.
hideously into the
Okay.
microphone.
That's what she said.
Oh. Is it? Wow.
slide out till you need me. Yeah.
Oh, so I thought you were talking into the microphone.
They would come over and be like, "This is my roommate," and I would just be sitting there. With
We watched some very good comedy comedy today.
Okay. Boy, howdy! It's Saturday. It's Friday night. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah, it is. That's Lamplighter night.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
2019 Lamplighters. Woo!
Let's get lamp lit.
New year, new us.
What?
Is it?
Really?
New Year, same us, same problems.
More
I
money,
think
more
that's-
problems.
We can dream. Let's dream. Let's dream big, guys.
Yeah.
Let's dream of a London in 1888.
That
It
segue.
is a very different world from the one that we know. It is one where technology and engineering have been driven forward by about 50 years through the creation of Babbage's difference in analytical engines. Computational power has set about a grander industrial revolution than the one we know in our world. The British Empire spreads all across the globe, and the demand for an educated workforce to maintain British superiority here in the close of the century has brought about something of its own social and sexual revolutions. Women are becoming educated and entering the workforce, driven by the need and to work around machines, even if they are purely as luxury items. The large bustling dresses and flowing gowns are somewhat out of fashion with the new generation. Instead, tight clothes, pants, things along those lines are feminine to accentuate the differences in genders, but practical for dealing with machines. Our heroes are members of a secret society known as the Lamplighters. Their mission is to keep the weird, wild, and wicked creatures of the night away from the light of civilization. And recently they have met with some success, having hunted down James.
Yes.
James.
What is Arthur? Tell us. Tell us the truth, Cody.
James Killer Miller.
Sip my tea.
Yeah, he is a werewolf alpha who had created quite the fuss in Paris and was brought to London. Fortunately, those who brought him here found him too difficult to control. The Lamplighters addressed that. Only by the skin of his teeth did Miller escape. And it has been about 3 days since then. In the aftermath of the fight with Miller and his wolf pack, you all were presented with another Lamplighter organization, ostensibly from similar roots, but led by a man whom you originally thought to be a villain. And while some of your suspicions about his greed or industrialist nature are proven not false, but to have broader motivations than you perhaps originally realized. That being one Lord William Kensington. He offered you a place in his organization, something a fair bit larger than the one that you are a part of, led by Arthur Hammerson. You spoke with Arthur and received a bit of the history between the two of them. How Arthur was son to Lord Kensington's father's footman. There's a lot of things there, but it actually works out. When his parents were killed, around 6 years old, Arthur took him under his wing and raised the new Lord of Kensington. Tried to educate him about the dark creatures of the world, created an obsession in William. Arthur, realizing he had done something wrong, tried to keep William from that world. And it wasn't until William's children passed from illness before the age of 6 that he began to become obsessed. They parted ways. Arthur founded the current version of the Lamplighters, and for the past few years, we're unsure how long, William Kensington has been doing business deals and working in the House of Lords and using all of his resources to create this organization, which you guys have been offered a place in. That was about 3 days ago. What have you guys been up to since? Anybody do anything fun and or special?
Well, we met up that one day.
So are we saying that it's the 26th then? Or the 27th?
I need to look at dates. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Is it 3 days after we met up with Kensington?
Because I have 22nd continued from when we talked to Arthur.
Well, we met Van Helsing on the 24th.
Okay. So 3
Literally,
days after
that's
that?
my only notes from last week, from the last time we played, was September 24th, and then Van Helsing and Terabang.
Okay.
Yes.
So 3 days after
Yeah,
that.
also an unimportant note, you cured your
Oh, yeah.
werewolf
Yeah, we did that.
friends,
So much has happened
You're-
lately
you're-
that, like, just, I don't
yeah.
remember what we
Sort
did.
of cured?
your werewolf infected friends. Well, what condition did you find
She's-
yourself in?
Like a carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You won't-
succeeded on the Constitution save. I failed on the Wisdom save.
So you won't actively change. You may be compelled by an animalistic nature when faced with alphas of the wolf pack.
Mostly
Alpha likeness.
okay.
You are mostly okay.
I think I picked that save over
Mostly
the other
good.
one. if
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna
No,
make one.
for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a big difference.
And I believe
Eric saved all these.
Eric, yeah.
he did.
Yeah, Eric saved
he
everything.
saved both.
Yeah.
He saved everything.
That's right, because he
used luck.
failed and then he went back and used luck on
Because that's
the,
why you took luck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
there's a
like,
good reason
Eric,
to take
you
luck.
said you took luck. Use it.
On that note, can Lola drink from me, or would that hurt her?
I don't think I'm attempting that.
If you said that again.
You should be safe to
Oh, my vampire friends.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not an active agent, and it's more at this point it's less like a full blood contagion, more just a
What happened?
I don't know, man.
condition. What's going on?
I don't know.
Something on the Discord.
Paris posted his thing, and I don't know what it is. That's amazing.
That's why Paris wanted to stay up all night. You just had to watch that.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
That's my true form.
You can argue with that. Well
It's my
done.
Final evolution.
Well done, buddy.
Oh bless.
So,
Fucking.
so let's call it you want to call it 27th or the 28th? I'm happy with
Sure.
either. I don't know. You
Let's
guys.
look at the days of the week.
Yeah,
Hold on, I will tell you what days of the week those are.
yeah. Let's get a good day of the week.
So, like, I'm not
The-
literally infected. It's more like it's just stuck in my brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big mood.
What are
Yeah.
what were our date options again?
7th
Van
or
Helsing.
27th.
It's either a Thursday or a Friday.
Let's go Friday.
So 28th.
So the 28th.
Okay.
All right, Friday.
It is Friday, my dudes.
Friday.
It is.
It is.
Gotta get down on
Why?
We do got to get down on Friday.
Oh my god, are we gonna meet Rebecca Black in 1888?
That's
Victoria
Allison's character.
London? Oh, good. Good. I'm excited.
Friday. God damn it, guys! I was trying not to spoil it.
We can kick it in the front seat and we can kick it in the back seat.
Yes, we can. But that's not for them to know.
All right. So,
So we met Van Helsing, and our former detective Jeremiah Wilson has gone on a walkabout with
Yes.
Van Helsing.
Walkabout.
Yes.
yep.
In search
Yeah.
of daddy issues.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got some
Magic
he's got some
daddy
family.
issues. With his he has issues with his magic daddy. I had a weird day today, guys. I'm sorry.
Today?
I think that's the same thing.
I've had a weird
Life.
I've had a weird 24 years. I don't know what to tell you.
Not mad about it. Just making sure.
I'm sure you know.
Do you know how old you are?
What would you guys like to do?
I stuttered on that, I know.
Say what?
Lucy now has house guests.
What,
Oh,
that's, what house guest do you No.
None of your fucking business. That's what.
Mhm.
Not you.
The need to know basis.
You don't need
Unless
to
it's
know.
one of them, I am nearly positive it is me in some way, shape,
You
fashion,
don't know.
or form.
You don't know.
I'm actually pretty sure I do know.
It's Rebecca Black.
It's just me cooking shit up in the pantry. I'm making bathtub meth.
Well, yeah, because it's
you
7
and Red Shoe.
a.m. She's
Yeah.
waking up in the morning. Gotta
Red
get
Shoe and
dressed,
I
gotta
just
go
high
downstairs.
five. They're gonna love this shit.
Fuck you get in my house.
I walked in.
Yeah, that tracks.
You don't have to be invited.
It's my house. I don't have to be invited.
Lucy.
What?
Well, you say we don't cook meth in your bathtub? I don't understand.
Lucy, I'm so sorry. I'm taking them home.
Told us that this was all. You lied to me.
I did.
Thomas.
I did not lie to you. She. No.
Goodbye. See you later.
Now we agreed beforehand you would not take that tone with me.
No, that was him getting his ears full.
I closed the door.
I'll smooth it all over. It's fine.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Produced by-
Oh my god.
Lamplighter's
the sitcom. And
Lamplighters has two flavors. We're either incredibly melodramatic or it is a sitcom. There is
So
no
we're
in
either a
between.
CW show or a CW show?
Yes.
That's why
We
we're
are a CW show.
That's why it's so ridiculous right now.
Oh
We're
my God,
winding up.
Vampire
We're winding up
Diaries.
to wind down.
thought
We're
it was.
TGI Friday or we're a very special episode.
Yeah.
TGI Friday.
Yeah. Oh, very
I mean,
special
But our
episode.
very
Lord.
special episodes pop
Episode
up
with
more
the-
often.
Yeah, we all already do enough drugs to like for that arc to be over.
So excited.
No, man,
I'm
you
so
guys are
scared.
missing it. You're describing a daytime soap.
Oh, we are.
We didn't want to
All my
say
lamplighters.
Go there.
Who's pregnant?
yeah.
And you have the evil twin.
He almost dreamt a beholder into existence.
But I did it.
Yes, you did.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
God, they
I
are so
We really are a soap
That's a
opera.
sentence he just said. You bit my beholder, baby. Kept it from coming out.
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
National Enquirer like opening. You bit my beholder, baby.
That baby lives.
If that's not Dingo Ate My Baby, I don't know what is, man.
Lucy ate my baby.
Lucy Ate My
My
Baby.
beholder, baby.
I'll miss Kevin.
You named it Kevin?
I
No,
did, yeah.
just now, yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew Kevin.
Oh, that's right. It is my go-to. It's
Yeah.
weird.
The elder thing, Kevin.
Yeah.
Ye Elder Thing Kevin?
The elder.
Oh, I was like, ye old, the Elder Thing.
The older.
During these 3 days,
The old.
just bringing it in. I'm reeling it in.
Yeah.
Are you?
Like Steely Dan, I'm reeling in the years.
Awkward.
If during these 3 days, I would have liked to have been doing research on, in the vaguest sense, probably the dark arts, right? Like magic
Okay.
in general, looking for
Okay.
magicians.
Okay. It is half a week, so I'll give you a investigation roll at disadvantage.
Paris.
Buddy.
What is he doing?
It's so good.
Paris, we have a Tumblr for that now, buddy.
Oh.
no. Oh no! The out of the interwebs.
That is what the Tumblr is becoming. It's just pictures of me as the avatar.
Is that not what you want?
That's what you
That's what I
planned.
wanted, but I was trying to ease into it.
Okay.
Fuck it. Just go in.
Too obvious.
You gain a following and then
Too
you
obvious.
spring
now.
That's right.
so they have no choice.
That's right.
Except to accept it.
You know, a couple
You're
fingers
already
and
here.
then you fist.
Cool. 12.
12.
Mhm.
So you don't find any new sources of magical practitioners. You know of the hedge witches that had attended the university.
Mm.
So you have those contacts. You know the druids from Scotland.
Yeah.
Yep. You know those druids. You don't find specifically eldritch practitioners in London in the area. So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
It's just a lot to sort through.
Yeah.
In a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
any other big activities on those 3 days of downtime?
Lila's gonna see if Adrian will send a letter for her.
If who will do what?
If Adrian will send a letter for her.
Adrian will send a letter for you. Yes, the letter that you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
What if she says please?
You can tell he's reluctant, but he does relent. He will
I
send
promise
it.
it's not begging him to disobey his superiors. I just want him to know I'm alive.
Of course. Not a problem.
What's happening?
Anything else?
Not really.
Okay.
I lay low in my home.
There you go.
I continue an existential
sleep?
crisis.
In?
Ah,
Oh hey.
what is that
What is
about?
sleeping?
It's not a full week, but Lila's gonna poke at the lock picking kit that he set her up with, but doesn't have enough time to make much progress.
That's both Thomas and Sean. What is sleep like?
Right?
I don't get it. I don't know what the word is.
Okay. Where would you guys like to gather?
Since you have visitors, shall we gather at the noodle shop?
Oh,
You guys can come to the Snorting Dragon.
Come visit us. You never come visit.
We
You never come visit us.
We never have guests.
We don't.
You gotta get the meth out of the bathtub.
See, there might be a reason that you never have guests.
The meth will leave the bathtub the way the meth is intended to leave the bathtub. You either sell it and be a kingpin like we agreed on, Ren.
Don't grit your teeth at me.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have snapped.
Actually,
We are more than like a century ahead for methamphetamine. So we have many other things to discuss.
we honestly did do a lot of medical breakthroughs there in that bathtub.
why are you both like this?
We got bored on Mahjong? I don't know. It was,
Stop
he
at the next
started.
step. Meth?
Yeah.
His suggestion. I suggest Mahjong. He
It
suggests
does
meth.
follow
You
alphabetically.
tell me.
we opened up an Encyclopedia Britannica and we're just like, that.
We're gonna do whatever.
we threw darts at a map, you know, and
And
just
it's for meth.
we really are the best episode of Sesame Street.
Don't do meth, kids.
Cody.
Guess who?
Yes.
Guess who's the count?
Actually, over that 3 days, I will have gone out and had a chit chat with Lucio or Crag or someone. I'll figure out who later.
Okay.
Because of that feat that I took. I
Mhm.
talked to you about that. I'd like to fix people better.
Yes. Yep. Done.
Teach me better CPR. Thank you, doctor.
You
I will
got
see a doctor friend who is in town. I'll figure out who later when I speak to one of them and do that.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
We could always, if you want to meet in the in the Snorting Dragon, we could, or we could meet in the 4 Rs, or we could meet in any given pub. Of course, 1 out of those 3 few options are more private than others.
Yeah.
But
The dragon works?
Yeah.
Snorting Dragon works.
Yeah, come to the Snorting Dragon. It's fun. Nobody ever visits us.
Do you have cookies?
No.
Damn.
So I mean, if you're looking for like an upper, we got you. It's like,
Not cookies.
and here's the thing: you have the company of Ren and Len.
Yeah.
And
We've got Mahjong.
if you haven't hung out with them for extended periods of time, you're missing the fuck out.
Barely met them.
It's something.
I only met them when he was tailing you and you had a date together.
Oh, that's sad. You weren't even there for like the betting pool.
No.
Oh yeah.
Ren got paid.
Ren
did.
got 20 pounds. Ren had 20 pounds on Effie and Thomas.
Ren got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I wasn't there when you blew up Chinatown.
We didn't
It
blow
wasn't
it up.
there either. It wasn't then.
We,
Depends on
We aggressively brought peace to the area.
Yeah, and we got an apartment above the noodle
Which I
shop for
assume
it,
is
so
how
I think we
Henry
really won.
Kissinger gets off. It's a very bizarre joke.
Moving on.
All right. So you guys head to the Snorting Dragon. What time would you guys like to gather up?
Like noon.
Whenever you guys want, we
I
live
was
here.
gonna say noonish.
We're up.
Yep.
Come down in like a bathrobe.
Yep.
She's gonna
With
be
your
late,
what is it
but she'll
called?
be there.
I can't think of words anymore. What do you drink brandy out of? A sniff? It's not
Snifter.
Is it a snifter?
A snifter.
I thought that was a wrong
You're
word.
like, that seems like a fake word.
That seemed like
What
a
kind of
fake
Lewis
word.
Carroll bullshit is this? I drink it out of the Jabberwocky. It goes snicker snack.
I was like, snifter's not right. I was like, shifter? No, that's not right either.
No.
What is words?
Where's
Have you guys reopened the Snorting Dragon for business? I know that you don't necessarily have control
Yeah.
over that, but it is up to. You know what? Roll me a percentile.
Maybe it's like a dinner restaurant.
I feel like
I
they
rolled
would have
100
had
if
to
you roll the 10.
Okay.
I feel like they would have had to
I'll
reopen
use my
it
party
That's
die.
something.
as something, even if it was just like a restaurant.
16.
Sweet 16.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it is reopened. You guys mostly use for your upstairs rooms, the
Mhm.
side entrances. But downstairs they have turned it into, you guys keep saying noodle shop, so some form of, Chinese restaurant.
Is it a hot pot shop?
No, that seems a little too modern for it. But yeah, maybe
Hot
sure.
pots are very traditional.
Are they?
Yeah.
Great. So that sounds good. Hot pot.
Yeah, hot pot.
Like having like a restaurant for it would be innovative, but Ren and Len, they
Yeah.
innovated.
They do. That is how they do.
They innovated meth.
Yeah, they did.
Did they or did you?
Meth? Listen,
Did you or did the
This is where
elder
we
thing
live.
in your brain?
listen.
Oh God.
Ren and Len are geniuses. I'm just the doofy asshole they got to be their accomplice.
Or
Or
fall
like-
guy.
Or
really
so
like
I will
that.
say until the feds come.
I just live here.
Because Ren and Len and me ain't no narc. Until there's jail time involved, in which case it was all them, bro.
Wonderful. So, are you guys upstairs? Or you downstairs in the shop?
You can come up to our shitty apartment if you'd like.
We are
If you want lunch, it's probably
Yeah.
downstairs, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I ate at home.
If y'all would like to visit us upstairs, we can perhaps have a bit more privacy.
Can I get one of those books upstairs?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, you can ask.
You can pay for it down here, I imagine.
Right, there's an
Obviously, I'm
order.
not going to just carry it upstairs and not pay for it.
Oh, we do
Well,
that.
there's an order. All I'm saying is that there's an order of things. Yeah.
Right.
You still owe me money.
I'll get it.
Just
Why,
saying.
why have you not?
Was that
been
Ren or
paid?
Len?
Len,
That was Len.
Why have you not been paid?
you still owe me money. Len is big man, so
Okay.
he has deeper voice.
Okay.
Mm.
If it was Ren, I was going to tell him he already made money. I already got him money, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll get it. It's fine.
I want this to just be cheers in your norm.
Yeah, seriously. Why don't you pay for your food?
Look, sometimes I'm hungry and I just want to go upstairs. I live here.
So that means you can't pay for food.
That means I don't always bring my wallet downstairs with me. I live upstairs.
She forget many times.
Mm-hmm.
You would be upset if we were not here.
You really
Then.
would. You'd miss us.
I miss your money already.
And you'll have to keep us around to see more of it at all.
All right. You take hot pot. You go.
Thank you.
So we retire upstairs.
Yes.
Upstairs you go.
All right.
So this is 3 days after Van Helsing and after Jeremiah left.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you've had theoretically 3-4 days to think about what Arthur told us. Because Van Helsing was the same day, wasn't he?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so 3 days. Right. Well, we all took the time kind of process what happened. Anybody have any surer thoughts?
I'm just gonna start making tea.
Doesn't feel amazing. Really don't want to end up in prison in Arkham.
That wouldn't happen.
It's almost happened a couple of times.
I wasn't there.
And you're always with me?
Well, are you gonna just shoot an entire rescue police force?
There are other ways to do things.
Are there?
Yes. There are diplomatic solutions to things.
We haven't had a lot of success.
Most people that we're with don't like to talk to us.
That doesn't seem like a point in the favor of trying the diplomatic route. It doesn't feel good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if we want to do any good in this world, we need to stay alive.
And Arthur did say that to be a lamplighter is to die.
Or to go mad, or become a monster. And I've done all three already.
I didn't say mad.
Well, yes,
He did say that. He said you either die or go crazy.
That's not what I said. I said I didn't say you.
No, she's saying that she
man.
has. Instead of her brother, I guess.
called it hysteria.
I don't think you've actually gone mad, though.
Not the point.
So what are we saying? That we potentially have more chance to do good if we go with Kensington?
That's my thought, yes.
And what about Arthur?
We do what we can for him. He knows the truth, and I won't lie to him.
Do you think he's going to get a few other crazy people to go with him? Or do you think he's just going to try to end himself?
Go with him where?
More lamplighters, or more of his order of lamplighters. If we leave him, where does that leave him?
He said that to be a lamplighter is to die.
Which means that he might go out and try to do something rash.
Perhaps. Could you blame him?
Not at all.
And that answers that question.
What I'm saying is if we leave him, we might be condemning him.
And if we
He
stay with
condemned
him,
himself.
we could die the next time we go out.
That is equally true.
I don't think that would be the case with Lord William.
I don't think we might have a chance to avoid that.
The point is, that we're all dancing around, that we're in this situation because we happen to fuck up. I'll be the first to admit it. I tend to be, well, I'm loud and I'm brash and I'm reckless and I have a tendency to shoot those things which, in the moment, I believe need to receive such attention. But look where that's gotten us. What are our primary concerns in the moment? Lola, you and I, We're afraid of being sent out of this good country every day.
Same.
Yeah, if you can't go out in public. We've sort of thrust ourselves into a bit of a dilemma. Now, perhaps this was always on the cards. Perhaps it was destined from the beginning based on the nature of this work. And we are being given a lifeline. There are resources being placed at our feet that may aid us in, for some of us, regaining our stature, at the very least regaining our name, not being pursued everywhere we go. But simultaneously, whatever the work we are doing, what happens then?
We sort of made a mistake, didn't we?
We made more than just one.
Right. Well, you and I know that the first step that you take while taking anything is having an exit plan. And jumped into this 2 feet first without one. But I guess I thought I already had one, which was just die.
Not ready for that.
Surprisingly, I'm finding I'm not ready for that either. Though I had resigned myself to it. So,
Daisy? Anything to say on this particular matter?
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't. But it feels worse being fucking terrified every time I leave the house because my face has been all over London. And I don't feel like I can go anywhere and I don't feel like I can do anything. And honestly, if something lets me leave my fucking home, I'm inclined to take it.
Well.
I think I find myself having some questions for Mr. Kensington, Lord Kensington.
Like what?
Where was he all these times? Why did he choose now to swoop in and save us?
I think we asked him that. I think he...
Perhaps because we bumblefucked our way into such an incredible spotlight, there's no way that we could have gone unnoticed.
I think we covered it, but just
I think we did too.
But just in case, for clarity's sake, he hasn't always known what investigations you were doing.
He didn't know that we were lighters.
Right. He also didn't know that, but Miller was on his radar from the beginning.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
He was basically following Miller.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we was following Miller and we ran into each other.
Yeah, because he didn't have any information on Mesmer. And he's only recently gotten information on Adamson. Jareth Adams.
You were right at the beginning.
Yeah. And then he doesn't operate out of America, so that's its own thing.
Right.
And then what other? Chinatown was a big thing, but they just assumed more Chinatown.
That didn't even really come. That didn't super come from Margaret. It came from Alice too.
Right. Yeah. That's It's Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
It's Chinatown.
Fair enough.
So the real like he was vaguely aware of you guys and looking into you because he was vaguely aware of
You're making
Arthur,
noise,
but the big crossover for you guys is
Miller.
Miller. That's the first big case like crossover.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Ju-
Claire. Bye.
I only because I thought that we had.
Yeah, I was like, I think we've covered this, but we got so much info. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
You are also always welcome to go and talk to him about other things.
Yeah.
I or even that I have no problem with it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But
And
I
I know
didn't.
I'm sure we did talk about it, but
It just didn't need to be a thing if we actually already had
It was
that.
also pre-Christmas, so
Yeah, no, it's been a minute. We're all getting back in the swing.
Yeah.
So
Now that's what I would say to that all is. We talked the man to death. For better or for worse.
I think I blocked out most of what he said because I was more angry at you.
Well, we are entitled to be wrong.
Yes, we are, and I'm sorry.
I don't care. But the dilemma with which we are presented now is simply thus. Where do we go from here? With whom and how do we continue to operate? Because if we continue to operate, I've been going on the assumption this whole time that everyone can and wishes to stay. If anyone wished to retire with their life intact, such as it is, I suppose, that is also its option. But where do we go from here? We can talk it to death.
Right.
But at what point? God damn it, Ren.
I'll get it.
Thanks, Stacy. At what point do we just...
lady wants you downstairs.
What lady?
She said give you this.
You all right, Effie?
I don't know.
Effie, what's wrong?
And Evie opens the door, just goes downstairs.
Thomas, what is
I'm
it?
following her.
I don't know. Come with me.
I have no idea. I'm following
All
her.
right. Is it?
And like I actively grab a pistol
The
from on
gun?
the shelf. Yeah.
Oh, is that what we're doing? All right. Strap on.
Don't say strap on.
Hello. So I grab a pistol and she grabs a dildo.
Why do you guys have a dildo in your apartment?
Effie lives there.
It gets done one way or another, all right?
You set me up for that one, baby girl. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It is the age of hysteria.
No, that is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's prescription.
It's got a steam engine with a crank attached. It's got
Oh, 18.
It's like that whenever you smell gasoline, you're just aroused. You don't know why.
It's weird like that.
everyone downstairs is like, it's just like, what? and their teacups just rattling. They're at it again.
No, just Effie.
Yeah, just Effie.
Taking their medicine.
I thought Thomas was at work.
Yeah. I'm not a prideful man.
As you guys make your way downstairs, Renshu will point you to one of the private booths. It's got a rice paper sort of wall behind there. The door's cracked. You can kind of see it. There's a blonde lady in there. Can we bring Allison in?
I hate you.
I don't
hate
know
you
what she
so
did.
much.
There is hate. There
You
is hatred.
motherfucker.
Show you guys in a minute.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh,
I think you're like, I'm done.
And
Yeah.
Effie's getting there first.
Oh, you walk in? Okay.
We also come
I'm like right
downstairs.
behind her. Like,
Yeah. She's kind of just standing there. Like, when you walk in, she'll turn and look at you. Hello, Effie.
Hello?
Got my note then.
Yeah?
So, not dead.
And Effie starts sobbing. And I'm just gonna tackle.
Yeah, I'll hug you back.
Verity 2.0.
Effie's crying.
I think it's Verity.
Effie's crying. Effie's crying.
I'm sorry. She's gonna cry
I'm
too.
gonna cry right now.
It is Verity. She does appear to be disguised.
shaking.
Hold her. Where is she going?
Fuck. What a heavy lunge. Just going at it. No, I think you're gonna have to do most of this work.
I'm sorry.
You break her, you bomb her.
Yep.
It's okay. I'm gonna need this back now.
No.
I do. This is the hand I can't feel anything with.
You don't care.
Yeah, she's shaking too.
Mm.
She doesn't look great.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I didn't. Here.
That was a team effort.
I'm so sorry. Actually, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't know what else to do.
It's been. Fuck, how long has it been?
Like, what, 5 days?
Hold on.
Because it was we thought Miller.
Yeah,
I know. Hold on.
Like a week. You can say a
it's
week.
a week.
Yeah, sure. We
It's been fun. It's been a business week.
Where were you? It's been a business week. It's been a bank holiday.
yeah, 22nd to the 28th. It's been 6 days.
I didn't do
Business week.
It's been 5 to 7 business days.
I'm sorry.
She didn't pay for expedited shipping.
I know
My stuff all got there like 2 days after.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you
It
did
was
pay for
right
trying. All right.
I did.
An officer said that. Is this payback?
No,
I'm still awkwardly standing behind
I
Effie.
didn't. I didn't. So did you all come in too?
Yeah,
I just
I'm just standing there smoking. Like, okay.
No, I'm standing in the restaurant because, true to form, we didn't have a fucking plan. We just grabbed guns and ran out of the goddamn room. So I'm going to stand in the restaurant, just sort of lounge, make sure everything's chill, no one's watching us. 'Cause I don't know what the balls is going on.
No, I've got it like strapped on my person.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right.
Put a strap on.
Stop, John. I'm sorry.
There's like a blood shot that I could do. Just
I'm sorry.
Are you married?
I didn't know what else to do.
All right.
I'm so sorry. It was.
I don't know why the Chinese restaurant has a Scots
probably a good
idea.
We're gonna talk.
because it's a bar.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just glad I haven't gotten hit yet, honestly.
She wouldn't hit you.
No, I meant you.
Yeah.
Are you too far
This is why
away?
you're sitting between us. I chose this spot on
She's seeing
purpose.
red.
I chose this spot so I could reach you, but not be reached by you.
Uh-huh.
You'll break your teacup. I paid good money for that teacup.
I know.
I didn't know what to do. It was dumb, stupid luck
Should we go upstairs?
that
Should we? Privacy.
Okay.
It's good to see you. I was just letting her. Hi.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Right.
Oh, Verity.
Come on.
You're not dead.
Come on then.
I'm just gonna elbow Azul really hard.
Good.
She's still shaking.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I'm
no,
pretty
she's
cats
like, if you have your arm around her, she's,
Yeah.
and she looks tired.
Uh-huh.
She looks like she hasn't. She doesn't look exhausted, but she looks like she hasn't gotten like a good night's sleep in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely looks like she's been crying recently.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna grab you and just
Okay.
drag you upstairs.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, like, y'all can wait.
Shimmy's just like the queen's out there like that. They're at it again. Will Chinatown town never end?
I love it. Well, they have the queen. They're opera glasses too.
Not gonna get it. Just opera.
Oh dear. Oh, so, yeah.
Everybody what?
Yeah.
Just scissoring wildly.
Oh god.
That doesn't do anything. Scissoring's a myth. Anyway, we had this conversation earlier.
Today?
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
We'll talk about it later.
So, yeah,
I'm gonna walk out.
yeah. So upstairs?
Yeah,
sure.
Cool. So yeah, she's not gonna sit. She's gonna kind of pace.
Uh-huh.
She's dressed like in her usual like style, but it's all much darker clothes than.
Would you like to describe for those people that
Yeah.
have not met
Oh yeah.
her?
It's
It has
been like
a
4 months. 4, 5.
Yeah,
It's been like 5 months.
yeah. It's been a
Since
it's been a
December.
stretch.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen her since Arkham.
Yeah.
Lola dyed her hair blonde, now it's brown again.
Yeah, I knew about that. So.
She's been through hair changes since.
Right, she got a streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Verity is about 5'1", 5'2". She's petite. Yeah. Okay, but she's a circus performer, so she's a reason.
She's a circus freak?
Yeah, and she's Irish.
Irish people are short.
And she's pale skin. What you can see of it, because she's actually pretty covered up. She wears men's style clothing, like black pants, tall black boots. Right now she's on it's a very dark gray shirt and like a dark blue vest over it, like her normal like style. And then she has the big long ringmaster kind of style coat, but it's just a really dark color. It's a very deep like plum, and it's got a kind of navy lining in it. And she's got dyed like dark blue leather gloves on. She's wearing a wig that you can tell it's a wig. She's wearing a blonde wig right now. She normally has black curls, but right now they're under the wig. She's freckles and kind of grayish purple eyes. And yeah. And so she's back. Hi.
Back bitches.
Hi.
Me, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. I just I didn't know what ase to do. And I didn't mean to hurt you, Effie. I'm really sorry.
Fucking stop that.
And it was dumb, stupid luck that we survived that explosion. And afterwards, Harry was in a coma. He was unconscious for 2 days, and we couldn't take him to the hospital because hospitals require names. And I told the ringmaster to put our names on the list of the dead that he gave to the papers, because I prayed they would think we were gone and that they wouldn't come after us again. I don't know.
I'm trying to prepare tea for the both of them.
They,
We're a good friend.
Can I do an insight check on Verity after this?
we were
Yes.
doing. We were.
Some people just a little bit of a scene, but nothing that seems menacing or particular.
We're just.
Yeah, they don't.
I guess we angered the wrong
A
people.
little bit of
And-
but
Afterwards, I sent We sent Vanya back here with as much of our things as we could spare for verisimilitude, and I wrote Addie a letter. It was in code. It's one we've used since we were children, and it basically just said that we weren't dead, but not to tell anyone, because I didn't know who we could trust. And if you knew we were alive, other people might know too, and I didn't know what they would do to try to flush us out.
Who's after you?
I don't know.
And how do you think someone's after you?
Because we didn't go to Constantinople to join a circus. We went to Constantinople to do some research.
Into what?
My father? I mean, not my real father. Jules, he's the owner of the circus, and he's been missing for almost a year.
I'm so sorry.
He's the reason I joined the Lamplighters. Because I thought they might be able to help me.
Why do you think the Lamplighters would help you? Why not the regular police?
I do the same reason as you.
I saw things. Did you see things?
I've seen a lot of things.
Right. So was Constantinople helpful?
Apparently we got a little closer than we realized. But I don't know what to do now, because I'm really scared.
She's gonna you.
Yeah, she'll hug her back.
Yeah.
Hug her through her boyfriend.
Oh god.
This. I do too, but not as much as
Yeah. Human feelings. I don't know how to process them.
So where is he? Not Jules, your boy.
Harry's all right now.
Yes, he's fine. He's with Addie now. Addie can keep a secret better than anyone I know.
Yeah, certainly can.
I think I told you. I'm really sorry about the letter.
It's all right.
I needed it to be convincing.
Certainly was.
So you think they're here? In London, if it needs to be convincing?
Who?
The people after you.
I don't know where they are. We came back to London because we didn't have anywhere else to go.
But obviously it would have to be convincing to people only in London. Otherwise, why else would you break Effie's heart?
Had to be convincing to everyone who knew us. I've been seen in the papers with all of you.
Fair.
Honestly, if I could have a clean death that everyone believed, I'd do the same
It wasn't exactly my choice.
thing. I'm
And-
sorry.
Misha didn't make it happen.
Sorry.
It's not fine. But I'm back now.
You're such a fucking idiot. I'll grab you again.
That one's delicate.
You're fine.
I'm sorry. How'd the werewolf thing go?
So much has happened.
So, Allison, are you telling the complete truth? Because I rolled a nat 20 on an inside check for you.
Oh, yeah.
Complete truth?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know anything.
No.
Okay.
Allison doesn't know anything.
Cool.
Allison hasn't made those investigation rolls.
Cool.
Can we montage fill you in?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because
Because you know what's happening.
Allison knows what happens.
Montage. The tea is ready.
I have
Yes.
the tiger is playing as we're all just
The tea is
casually
ready.
talking
Effie
over
pours
tea.
an
That
obscene amount of whiskey into hers.
For some reason, someone's
Should
playing
have
a
some
wall.
tea.
Mhm. It's Ren.
Ren spinning a wall. That's amazing.
My dice, I don't know.
Your Verity dice out?
Yeah.
You didn't want to show people that you had your Verity dice out?
hoe.
That sound, my God.
Imagine it when her mouth is open. Like, it's awful. Like,
We talk
it
later.
is screeching.
It's like a heartbeat. It's really
We'll
bad.
talk later.
I sent you a gift.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I sent you one just now.
for.
And it is my revenge.
Verity.
Flash warped.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. It's going to make her sad.
No, but thank you. Because
Oh.
now I know what to send back.
It's fine.
Oh.
That's on y'all.
One day during a fight, we'll all end up naked and afraid, and we'll all see the seams. in
One
her
day.
body.
That's every fight. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah, so let's go get into a fight.
I've already seen the scenes.
That's true. Calm down.
You're saying that man's claws tore none of our clothing.
I meant this one.
That's what she meant. Calm down. Meanwhile, Evie just
That sound. Augmentation.
Flames.
it's a skipping gramophone.
Over and over and over again.
I was so glad to have you back, and now I want you dead.
We're like, what's the character? We're so excited.
Yeah.
Verity, honestly, it is wonderful to have you back. I am immensely pleased that you are not deceased.
So am
as it
I.
were.
I'm immensely pleased none of you are deceased.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because I couldn't trust anyone.
Why not?
That should be readily apparent.
Because if anyone knew we were alive, then anyone could know we were alive.
No. Pre-Constantinople, my dear. Not after your death, whatever. But why didn't you tell us about your ringmaster or your owner of your circus going missing?
Why didn't you tell us about your mother?
My mother?
No.
Not you.
Results.
Oh. Because I don't talk about her.
You're allowed secrets. She's allowed to have two.
But in response to your question, first a house tried to kill us. And then there were demons. And then there were portals.
And what, we couldn't handle looking for a person?
And I didn't think that it was the best time to bring it up at the third worst tea party that I'd ever been to. So
Third way.
we'll talk later.
I actually heard that story. That was fun.
I didn't.
But
Right.
I also didn't know all of you very well.
It's understandable.
Do you know us all now?
Some of you. I'm not sure. What's the werewolf count now?
None.
Really?
Reggie hasn't come into town yet. I did send him a telegram, but he's all the way in Ireland. That takes time.
None-ish.
None-ish.
I'm glad.
She's the ish.
I didn't know that about you.
It's fairly recent development. No time for letters because you had already died.
Yes, well, next time someone tries to murder me, I'll try to schedule it more towards your calendar. So perhaps on the new moon.
Oh, I don't change.
That's the ish.
She's stubborn for that.
She said it.
Fucking Thomas is just rolling his eyes. Just looking for how much does it take for me to OD?
Stop us now.
So far
Too much.
back, you're having an Eldritch vision.
Yeah, just
but they don't have anything ready
it's
for
just-
you.
yeah,
They're just like, oh god, put the Betamax in. Let's,
like
Kevin
they're
shuffling
running,
in his bathroom. Shit.
they're running reruns of stuff that I've already seen. It's like I've already seen
Kevin's like,
that.
what was I watching? It's like a ping pong tournament.
I've already seen it, and he's just like,
The weirdest
all right, I
stuff.
don't got anything, but like,
Weirdest.
Yeah.
yeah, just like I don't got anything, but like,
Here's
You-
Breaking Bad.
yeah, are you okay, man?
Live life.
You usually don't come here willingly.
That's what Cthulhu this time.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk? Let's come on. Just
I'm just like, yeah, I'll be here for a while.
Can I just hang out with you? Like, it's weird out there.
He's
You
always
mind,
out there, and then he's
you
like,
mind if I
all
just
right,
sit here
all
for a
right.
while?
Oh, he's
You want-
out there? Oh, I get it
You
now.
want the good stuff? Yeah, I want the good stuff. Like come back in midway through this adventure. What did I miss? Honestly, great guys. Great guys up there. We got them all wrong.
Cthulhu's just misunderstood. Are we in diplomacy our way with Cthulhu?
No,
I will.
Like,
maybe him.
that's
When I
what we're
become
going
a-
to diplomacy our way through.
When I
Give me a charm.
Listen, I try so hard. There's only so much I can do.
when I become a thrall, yeah. absolutely.
Oh, this I have a name for.
Oh, he's excited about
He's
it.
been-
I've been seeing
That's
that.
been-
DM is laughing.
That's been in his
Oh, a
gallery
baby.
for ages. He's just like, I just want to take a shit on you guys. Like, where is it? Like, this is the one. Because we earned it. As the great philosopher said.
we earned
The
it.
weekend.
Yes.
Thank you. I was like, what?
Listen, if you're not down with the weekend,
I'm with the
you're,
Well, it is-
you're over the age of
it is
36.
It is. You got to get down with Friday.
I am down with Friday.
Partying.
Yeah.
Fun.
Jeez, my dad said I have to go. I gotta go find
He
him.
didn't. He said you better
I
stay
gotta go find him.
and have
don't
an
know.
adventure.
We don't know where your dad is. He's gone.
Well, your fake dad, I guess?
Yeah, fake dad.
Second dad?
Adoptive.
Dad
is
too?
what I got from
Dad
that.
too.
Dados.
Dad dose.
Dad
No, it's not
2.0.
that. Just circus dad.
Daddening.
She doesn't,
Yeah.
she doesn't talk about that unless she has
Dad.
to. And no one
Circus.
I
dad.
did.
Dad too. Electric
You asked me
daddle.
other-
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It all led
She
to
didn't tell
things.
you.
Yeah, but it all led
Oh,
to
yeah.
the same place.
Thank you.
Innuendo and insinuation.
Electric
The tools of my
dad.
trade.
Good.
Mm.
So yes, we montage.
We montage what
going in.
happens.
Yeah. There's like a
Do we
weird
mon-
part
do
in
we
there where we're
montage?
all like covered in like frosting. We're like, and then, like we don't see it.
Why are we doing this? We should actually talk.
Like,
We should do work.
There's one shot where we're all like jumping on couches having a pillow fight, but it's in there for like a split second. And some people swear it's not really there.
Right.
a lot of people swear.
Did we montage the Arthur
Most of all.
Kensington debate?
Yes.
I mean, we can outline. We're not even done with that.
No.
So, like, we can-
I just
we
want to
can
be like, you don't need
outline-
to like in
Yeah.
character introduce
Yeah.
her to what that
Allison,
is.
you know.
Yeah,
I do
'cause
know.
You know.
Okay.
I'm good with that. I know
I'm
what's
concerned,
happening.
Cody.
I'm
We all go to
afraid.
our phones.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
This is really interesting
This is why you
for
should
everyone.
subscribe on our Patreon for $3
Yeah,
or
there
higher.
it is. You, that's it. That's it.
Is
Yeah,
it the
that's
flesh warper?
No.
No.
Do I have to look at it?
Ah, that's amazing.
That's how I knew this game would end.
It's true. Cthulhu and Power Armor.
Except here's the thing.
I don't know. That
I
looks
thought
like
it was
he's
gonna be.
making a
I thought it was gonna be
house
me. Like I become Cthulhu.
You are. That's you.
And me real quick because I do a shit ton of Nova damage and it's like, poof, but now it's like just me doing my end
What's
game.
it like? That's your. Now I want to know. No,
Is that why Effie
no.
has the dildo?
No, this would be a solid
part of
reason
the
to
end game.
not.
Yeah, right?
You've seen Japan.
The country?
You gotta go home, Cody.
What, the whole
No, you don't. No,
country?
you're right.
I'll take it. Then.
Okay.
Man,
Hi.
and when we hit the tentacle porn area, I can't stop anybody. So
Yeah.
that
You
Yeah.
let Sean and I do this.
Does he?
I did not mean. To
Is
be
that
fair, I
the
didn't mean to
word?
derail this into tentacle porn.
Yeah, well,
One never does.
You're apologizing for me and I reject it.
I'm apologizing for you.
so what are you guys up to?
All right. So Verity, we'll get to your problem in a minute, but
Sure, no hurry.
sorry, we do have. I
We are letting her take the lead on the sensitive topics.
Fine, I'll just wait over here by the open window and hope he sees me and shoots me.
You don't have to stand by the
Anyone
open window. You can stand over here by the closed window. And honestly, this probably would be helpful because you went and joined the Lamplighter, so someone can help you. So you heard that we have the option of going with Kensington or Arthur, and that's why we are all gathered here and why we spoiled your reconciliation with Effie, because we are trying to figure out what to do.
We are, as fate would have it, in yet another terrible existential dilemma.
Are we? I think this is rather simple now. It's just a question of when do we go speak to Kensington.
Why is it simple?
I would like to, in character, refer you to my earlier outburst about grabbing guns, running into shit with no fucking plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also, we all seem to have concerns. The only issue is breaking the old man's heart. You want to go to Kensington. You just want permission to do it.
I did have a thought.
Ooh, enlighten us.
I don't agree.
That
Best actor.
that Arthur did not want Kensington to get into this life because he didn't want Kensington to die.
I think you're all hung up on that so much.
What if we protect him
Kensington?
Yes.
From death?
from becoming evil or more evil?
The man protected himself, and he.
Is he? Has he? Because Arthur doesn't seem to think so.
We were about to die en masse.
No, I'm not talking
Sorry,
about.
what?
Oh,
tell you
we
later.
were about to die en masse.
Right,
We'll-
been there.
We'll talk.
Right, yeah.
I thought that was part of the montage.
Mhm.
I don't think you went into that much detail.
No.
Yeah, we were in a bit of trouble. Kensington came and saved us. I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to repeat the last part of that sentence and we'll come back to the first part.
You're a spot of bother.
Yes.
But by British terms, that's like code red. Like
We were-
Death contact.
Really?
as I fucking bumble my way through the word code.
We were,
That's what Thomas did it actually.
we were a little bit upset. Oh, God.
What happened?
A bit nifty.
Ugh.
Tell me,
So
darling.
dead
Tell
contact.
me what happened.
Mhm.
No, not obviously the man can protect himself against monsters of the night. Talking about ruining his soul. He's
Why do you care?
I think she cares for Arthur's sake.
Oh, but that's for Arthur's sake. That has nothing to do with us.
What it sounds like to me in the
I made the man a promise.
What man?
Arthur.
What promise?
That if Kensington should turn towards more evil aspects, that I would make his end quick and painless.
Well, then, that's very kind and selfless of you, but that is not our mission. That is not our purpose in joining the Lamplighters.
moreover, what in the hell can you at this point in everything that you have seen decide constitutes evil or darkness? At what point do you say that someone is evil? Is it when they embrace a monstrous identity? Is it when some demonic force enters them? Is it when someone reads a book and can't sleep so good? I don't think you have the answer to that question,
I'll know it when I see it.
and that is not comforting.
You can't
What-
tell evil versus good.
I can, but I think you are taking an approach that lacks discipline. And coming from me, that should trouble you. But moreover, that sounds like a justification.
Yes, it is.
You're searching for something. You're saying
Yes,
this doesn't come down to protecting.
Of course, it's a justification because I don't want to leave him. But you all are so afraid of being with Arthur, and you're so afraid of what would happen to you. And I can't say anything because nothing would happen to me. So I'm just here, and you do what you want to do.
Nothing would happen to me either.
No one's afraid.
Really? Because everyone
I'm afraid.
said,
Of-
Lola said.
No one's afraid of being with Arthur. No one's afraid of any of what we come across. We're afraid of dying. It's all easy to say and talk about, knowing that it's going to happen. But when you are face to face with the end, when you see it looking at you, screaming its way down a barrel,
Yes, I'm intimately familiar with that. Thank you.
and
We
you are
all are.
and you are intimately familiar with the fear.
Then perhaps we're in the wrong line of work.
Can't go back now.
Doesn't fear me. That's the first thing you learn to not be afraid
You
of.
can be afraid, and you can be afraid staring down a barrel, staring at a monster, sitting on your deathbed. Fear comes for us all in the end.
No satisfaction and contentment.
All right.
It's what you choose. And the point that I am making is that protecting Kensington is a flimsy guise. The man is protected by a whole organization devoted to this. Protecting him from himself or evil impulses is laughable.
So what?
It's us saying we want
So
we
then
want to have
don't-
our cake and eat it too. We need
so
to
then
be
we don't
honest with
join
ourselves.
him. And you guys deal with the consequences of that.
You guys, you're very much a part of this too, Isolde.
No, because
Or
I
so
can
you
leave
have
my
claimed.
house.
You can. However, because of your actions, all of us, we are all responsible for each other. For climbing fences when that wasn't the plan. For taking shots at people when we didn't know that we should have been. We have all made mistakes. Pointing them out doesn't help.
I'm not pointing out mistakes. What I'm saying is that I'm not afraid to leave my house.
Everyone else is.
Right.
Now, if you want to be a soldier and you want to be a hero, then shut up and do what's best for everyone, not just you.
Which I'm saying is apparently saying with Arthur, that's what you all want to do.
No, that's not what they want to do. Christ, are you even listening?
Yes, I am.
They are afraid, Isolde.
Then go and swear your allegiance to Kensington, and I will follow. But I do not care.
Then don't care. But if you don't care, then why are you making such a fuss?
What is it precisely that you do not care about? I am curious as to that very specific sentence. What do you not care about, Isolde? And I would very much appreciate the truth.
I do not care about whether we swear allegiance to Kensington or to Arthur. The choice is yours, not
We-
mine.
Because the outcome to you is the same.
Yes,
What is that outcome?
I do my best to do what a vampire is supposed to do. Try to solve answers. I try to find Verity's father. Try to see who killed my own mother. I tried to save Lola's parents. I tried to save Lola from being a vampire. These are things that I would like to do. I don't know, maybe protect you from How is an evil book that you had to read to save your girlfriend?
A diplomatic, if cowardly answer. However, cowardice proves you can hold your tongue when the time is required for it. There is great strength in cowardice. Circumstances provided. We come to the crucible. My friends, my colleagues, my compatriots. We can talk it to the ground. And I hate to thrust you all the way into this. Verity, it's not what I would have hoped upon, which should be a jovial and resplendent reunion, but
It's fine. I don't remember the last time I was joking.
I think that's a sentiment most of us are familiar with. I will posit the question, and we will leave today to go deliver our answer. Those that wish to continue upon our course as it stands and our allegiances with Mr. Hammerson, raise your hands. Needs to be said aloud, Lola, so that there can be no question. Those that wish to associate with Lord Kensington and join his order of lamplighters, raise your hands. And those who abstain from the vote.
Courteously.
And those who courteously abstain from the vote, raise your hands.
Lucy,
It's not my decision to make.
so you don't abstain? Thank you. Goodbye.
And it has been decided.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Probably the same reason.
No one's done anything wrong.
Hope you're all prepared for all the die.
Sorry.
What? Why? What?
Didn't you just say you're going to kill Kensington? So it doesn't matter where we go.
I did not say I was going to kill Kensington.
Dear God, why am I the least dour person in this room? What? A man tells you that all you have to look forward to is death, madness, or monstrosity. You take him at his word, and you immediately give up? Death comes for us all. That cannot be a surprise to you. Dear God, did none of you know that you were going to die?
It does.
Bless you, God.
The bed is a mimic.
No! Oh no!
Apparently, it's got allergies. Sorry, I'm allergic to melodrama.
The bed jumps out the window. I don't want to be here anymore.
It's not you, it's us. Calm down. Listen, if you're going to take offense to melodrama, we all have to take offense to melodrama.
For real. No, I'm not saying that I'm going to die. I'm saying that Arthur said he's going to die pretty much.
No, he didn't.
He sort of did.
Arthur did
He said that
not say
eventually
that.
the end is death or madness.
Oh, yeah. Well, that,
Yes.
yeah. He
Yes.
did say that.
Yes.
He's not going to kill himself.
Right.
You do realize
No, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
maybe-
yeah.
maybe-
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, not that he's going to kill himself.
That-
64.
He's definitely middle
So
aged.
just, did you realize that Arthur's been doing a perfectly good job for himself for well over 6 decades?
Well, you do realise that.
And he's been
London
fighting
has
these
been-
forces the whole time.
No, he hasn't. He absolutely
He's
has
been
not.
fighting them for most of the time.
There's been quite a few years where there hasn't been anything bad in London.
He's been fighting it. He's
That's
been
easy.
fighting the dark forces of London far longer than you have been. Result.
There's been bad in London
He's rather spry.
for a very long
Yes.
time.
What I'm saying is that he doesn't have anyone to protect himself. He
He
said,
protects himself.
he said when he went out into the park and Kensington saved him, before that he was willing to die. He said that.
He did say that.
Right.
Yes.
That one he did say.
He did say
Yes,
Yes.
he was willing to die.
Have we all not come to that moment during a fight?
Because all of his friends have died. And if we leave him, all of his friends will have left again. Not that we're his friends, I don't deign to say that. But he will be
However, that is the primary point to
He
this
will be
argument.
alone.
But if you abandon it, that is fine. I am used to such concessions.
The point is that he'll be alone again.
So
Fighting alone again.
you would like us to stay simply to keep an old man company? Put the rest of your comrades at
Neither here
dis-ease.
nor there. I just want people
No.
to be prepared
You know,
for what will happen.
you know Arthur.
No, you just lack spine.
You know Arthur is old. He'll find another fucked up group of misfits at some point.
He's trapped the bejesus out of that warehouse in Vauxhall.
Right, no, I'm not saying that someone's going to come after him and kill him immediately. What I'm saying is that with no one to fight for him, he will take to the streets. And
What?
who knows what will happen.
You know what? Absolutely. I think this is a really fun idea. That once we're gone, the only thing that was keeping him from as a solo vigilante roaming the streets at night was us.
This group of
We were the
motherfuckers.
thin veneer of civilization that kept him from absolute chaos and destruction. And perhaps that's what London needs. Perhaps he's not the hero that London wants, but he's the hero that London needs right now.
The one thing that kept him from going out and ending it all was Jeremiah staying in his goddamn bed. That was the one thing. He would wake up every morning hoping for new ways to wake that motherfucker up. Ooh, I wonder how I'm gonna do it today. It's Tuesday. I'm gonna do it with Texas toast and something else. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's gonna be weird.
You could always find him a woman. He's not too old to have children and a family of his own.
He has a family.
Right, but more family, something smaller to chase.
Didn't she say he looked at Kensington as his son?
You can have more than one
Right.
child.
Saying,
Can you have a moment?
Several siblings at one
I'm
point.
just.
Yeah, that's only one. You can only have one.
That's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Oh my god, a dystopian novel where all the siblings will fight each other to be survived.
No,
I'm saying,
What, John?
if it's
Also,
true,
Right.
if it's true that parents care more about their children than about themselves, then wouldn't protecting his son?
That's what I was trying to say, but they dropped down my throat.
No,
You said you were going to kill his son.
because the justification for such an action while we've been discussing it is
I don't need
It's just-
justification. I don't want to die.
exactly that's what it is. It's us saying that it's some high and noble purpose. What we want is access to what we saw that night.
That's fine.
That's all it is.
I have no problem with you guys
just
going
don't
to
want
Kensington.
I'll say it.
You guys going
I'll
to
say it.
Kensington. You guys.
I have
you.
no high or noble purpose. I'm being entirely selfish, and I'm not afraid to admit that.
I understand that, but at least you have the audacity to use the royal we from time to
I'm
time.
nothing if not audacious.
You guys, you. Just what in the goddamn does it take for you to say we for once, Yuzol? Jesus Christ. Or do you feel yourself above, or, and I doubt this, below the station of the assembled company?
I remove myself from the call. You're good?
It's a fluke.
Okay.
No money.
I got to fly on the stage yesterday with a puppet.
Sure.
That's amazing.
I wasn't thinking about it, and I had one of the ones with 2 hands, and literally was flying up like.
Oh, I clapped a bug in the shower the other day. She's not even thinking about it. I was like, "Hey, babe, I got one!"
She did. It happened.
But I literally just because I had the
Train
turtle, I
yourself
was just like boom.
Well then, Giles.
Kyle, where are your Buffys? But for flies. And only flies.
Fly Slayers. Buffy the
Please
Fly
don't slay
Slayers.
vampires.
Multiple Buffy the Five.
No, but Jeff,
Buffy's the fly slayers.
but Jeff
Puff
Goldblum.
flies.
Oh.
Kill that.
Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's not what she meant. I'll explain it later.
Anyway.
I was thinking, I had some rebuttals, but then I was like, listen, for even me, on stream's not good. Like,
You're like, ooh, I have a line.
Yeah.
That was that.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yep.
Of pixie sticks. So
I do not think myself above your station nor below your station. Well, I am below a few of your stations, actually. I didn't. It has been trained and ingrained in me for 22 years.
To not have an opinion.
Queen and country comes before all else.
Great. Well, when you see them both sitting in this room, I would love to hear their opinion.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's why I say you guys, because your decision is not mine.
So we are the queen and country in this analogy.
Potentially, yes.
Great. Well, that is remarkably unhelpful.
It is neither here nor there to me whether you guys choose to Kensington or you choose Arthur.
Just so we're clear, though, whatever happens, wherever we stay, you do not once get to comment on anyone having second thoughts. If you want to distance yourself from this choice, that's fine. But this, you guys, your choice, neither here nor there. That absolves you of all fault, right?
It's not the point.
No, the point is that you can say at the very end, when everything goes tits up and death is upon our door, you get to say those four most wonderful words in the English language. I told you so. And here's the thing. I will not allow it. I will end you before I hear those words from your mouth. Do you understand me?
Sure, that's not the point.
It's mine.
The point isn't that I distance myself. I can say I told you so. The point is that I will be disobeying direct orders if I go with Kensington. So I have to do certain things. All right?
That's it then. Let's go talk to him. Instead of beating around this bush.
The bush has been beat. You are correct, Lola.
The bush is going to be quite often.
Slap that.
Guys, you gotta watch this fucking comedy special we watched earlier.
I don't think so.
It's actually very funny.
I don't think that was a comedy special. Listen, I know some people do that like as a social thing, and I'm not judging. It's just not something I've ever been comfortable with. But that's okay.
Aaron and I were there.
Oh, that's true. There's a witness. Oh, tragic. All right.
Was it a comedy special or was it just softcore porn?
No, it was a comedy.
It was a comedy special.
I'll eat
Is
it.
that a medal?
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
Oh yeah, or like Christmas
Oh,
gift.
from what I thought you'd be like, oh yeah. I was like,
Dude, I was like, Allison, no! No, Allison, no! I'll break it too.
so
Allison, I know you're tired, but no.
we go to Kensington, yeah?
Yes.
We drive to the secret locales.
I want to.
and we
He didn't
tap
give
the
us
bricks.
one.
We can go to his house. We know
Yeah,
where
we have
his
no
house
Oh,
idea
that's
how to
true.
get in contact with him.
We'll go to his house and shoot guns in the front yard until he comes out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Before we leave, I'm putting on a wig.
Oh yeah, I'm doing the thing.
It is Friday.
Friday.
I will say, you guys, I'll
What is
go
the
ahead and
date?
give you the House of Lords is in session.
Oh,
So maybe
September.
you think
6, 7.
Tonight.
well,
Oh, we can get him at the house. We can get him
or
there.
or you can catch him there,
Parliament.
something along those lines. Yeah,
Hmm.
at least that would.
Yeah, I net 20 my disguise kit check.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Where'd
Um,
Lola go?
I got a 25.
25.
Would anyone else like a wig? Would you like me to fix yours?
What? It's fine.
You can see, like the laces, like on the top. It's like a headband on the top of your head. Do
That's
you want me to fix yours?
I'm okay, you can help me fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So
There you go.
get advantage?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's-
Charisma check on yourself, dexterity on other
Okay. Is it straight charisma or is it deception? Because I have a
it-
bonus
It's
to
Are you-
charisma proficiency.
Disguise kits are
proficient
in
in
disguise
disguise.
kits, yes.
So it's plus your proficiency,
Oh,
but not deception specifically.
Yeah, so 23.
I've told Sam to kick me for this now because I forget every time. I had to retype all of my bullshit, because my computer got wiped. And I remembered that if I'm doing a disguise kit on myself and I roll less than a 16, I can just make it a 16.
Okay.
Definitely fucking walked out of the fucking house with a 9 disguise kit before.
Yeah.
So she's supposed to kick me if I forget that from now
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I got a 25 for me.
Do we want to set?
No, I
Thomas
meant
up?
your.
Oh, yes, I did it earlier. I got a very good one.
Does Thomas
Did
need
you want-
disguise?
I'll do it on it. Just
You
I'm
and.
helping.
I
We're
say-
all
I say
helping.
I have advantage anyway.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because one of those is a 1. The other one is not. It's a spicy 15.
15.
That's not awful. He's
Okay.
not nearly as notorious as I am. I could make it slightly more. It's a spicy 17. That sounds better. I like the number 17 better than 15.
Okay.
Should forgot to write down.
Sounds good. So you guys head to the House of Lords. Do you have a car?
Mm-hmm.
You got a car that carries everybody.
Our truck's
Yeah.
ready in 2 days.
What Gilbert and Sullivan audio spindle is
Oh, no. It's. I mean, Freddie is back in town, but it's
Is that the song?
back in town. It's from their 50s doo-wop music.
Good.
Way ahead of its time.
Steampunk.
It's piano music.
okay, nice.
It's very
Nocturne Sonata.
yeah. It's kind of romantic. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Is that because you're visitors?
No, because I like piano music.
She does.
I have depth.
Same.
Remember that time when we were just trying to have a conversation and you were just hammering away at Claire de Lune?
Oh, Claire.
Well,
you should write her.
in her defense, she was hammering because she thought we all were. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. And nothing drowns out the sound
She
of
was
boning.
like Claire.
well, when you put it to a hip hop beat.
All
She's
right.
helping. She's helping.
Yeah, that synth in there.
Well, sometimes
Drinksley.
sometimes you just need a rhythm.
DJ Drinksley. Oh, we have no Drinksley at Kensington.
It's fine. We can walk into an armoire.
You guys,
That makes me
you get there about mid-afternoon. We'll say about 2:00, 2:30. Parliament is on break. I mean, they go into session. They yell at each other and make British
Passive-aggressive comments.
passive-aggressive British slights, and then they break for tea and all these sorts of things. You, Thomas, are familiar with
I am.
with
You got fired from here.
Parliament.
I did. I got fired from here.
Yeah,
Well,
you-
I quit from here.
No, you got
No, you
fired.
got fired.
It was because of my bullshit.
You can't
He eyed her
fire
watching
me.
it.
I
He stood up and
quit.
said, "I quit."
Yeah, that's what you did.
He literally
I
stood up
did.
and was like, "Bye."
I quit. They're like, you can't do this. You're gonna be fired. And I had like the end of like the end of an '80s movie where a man discovers that what's important in his life is family, and I'm just like, no, I quit. Take this job and shove it, Mr. Mr.
Hellman?
Hellman. Yeah, Hellman. I work for mayonnaise.
You can say Helmut. Now he's a German.
That mayo
No,
money.
that's a different movie.
Yeah, Barrett.
Don't you raise your eyebrows at that. Those movies, I don't watch Schindler's List for fun. All right,
No one does.
some people do. They're bad people.
Second that sound.
Yeah, I third that. So let's
You know, I
move
feel
on.
it too in here. Yeah,
I love you.
it's the truth.
Is it the eldritch
It's awful.
people that are doing it in your head?
Eldritch people.
All right. So
The
Love you,
village
Nina.
people, the more tentacles.
as you guys get to the is it the Old Bailey?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Steps
I
of
mean,
Parliament.
that's definitely what Guy Fawkes tried to blow up.
It is.
Yeah.
That was-
So that's the House of Lords. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I suspect so.
So that's what he was going for.
Yeah. As you guys get there, you head through the offices. I'm imagining it as similar to our
Senate office building.
Senate office building, House of Representatives office building. They have offices somewhere around
Yeah, they do.
there.
Yeah, it's all
Um,
kind of the same.
Yeah, they got to do business somehow, some way. You guys are making it. You make it there, and there is a receptionist that's sort of each area. They have like the private office for the Lord. They have like a meeting room off to one side, maybe an assistant's office and a receptionist. So it's just sort of this little cross layout. As you all come in, you see a lovely youngish woman, probably in her 30s. She's got glasses on. She is poring over some notes, copying some things, making some dictations, and just sort of kind of clerical work. Who goes in first? Okay.
I was going to suggest it if you didn't volunteer.
The Countess of Thanet to see Lord Kensington, please.
Yes. Did you have an appointment?
I don't need one.
Understood. Just a moment, please. And she takes a step out of the office. She comes back and she looks a little sheepish. I'm so sorry, Mom, but the Lord has informed me that he is currently indisposed. However, he did request that you take over this note and read it for instructions. As you look it over, it is quickly scrawled.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? My name's Lucy.
Dare.
You just, oh my God, you just found his trigger.
The PTSD.
She
that
can
just
only
flashed
read in
across his
Spanish.
face.
You can only read Spanish.
It just like,
Unnecessary R-roll.
The green screen
just
behind him is going.
say, habla español.
Read many languages. What does it say?
You only read 5.
It is a there's a short note up at the top. It says not in public, and then it refers you to
Invited to the house.
it refers you to a young lady by the name, and it gives you a office number. Same building, yeah. to speak with one Amelia Parker.
Parker.
Amelia Parker. Speaking.
Okay.
It is a short trip. Takes you. She doesn't work directly for any of the representatives of the lords. She just works for the greater organization as like a clerk, similar to what he was doing. Yes, for England.
You've all read Sword.
It takes you a little bit to find her her particular office. It's oddly like tucked away. Well, you can tell it's one of those corridors that doesn't get traveled a lot, but still very nice. As you all come in,
My entourage.
yeah, you and your entourage, you see a lovely young woman. She's probably in her late 20s. Her hair is up in sort of a business fashion, but very stylish in its curls and the way it looks slightly tousled. She has, I guess, like Victorian sexy librarian, maybe about her.
Everything
like
that Sam wants to be.
sure,
Everything that she is.
everything.
That's
she
fair.
is, yeah.
My
So,
daughter, I should say. My daughter's very sexy.
It's
State
Alice.
Bombs, 1888.
Alice
Dance
Quinn.
mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining right now.
Well, spray tan and a flipper would probably help the disguise.
Okay, so next plan, we go to Texas, become pageant
What?
queens.
What? We'll tell you later.
What are you guys doing?
We'll tell you later.
No idea. So, so Amelia, you see, she has a little plaque on her desk, right? As you guys come in, what would you like to say?
I'm very uncomfortable.
Counts as a founded, Mr. Mr. Kensington. Well, Kensington sent us to.
Mr. Kensington told me I had to come to the office.
Yes, of course. He said you might be stopping by. Oh, right. Well then, this is very exciting. I am very, very excited to be working with all of you. I hope that's really good things.
Oh no, I love her.
Wonderful.
When you say you've heard good things, that surprises me.
What have you heard?
I have heard that you all are effective, that you all are very brave, and in desperate need of some consulting, which I am happy to do. But I just for clarity's sake, were you attempting to arrange some form of additional meat, or I believe there was an offer extended to you, the details of which I do not have the full capacity of. However, I do handle private business for Lord Kensington. What are we looking at today?
We'll take the full lamplighter package.
It appears as though we are looking to join.
Wonderful. Very exciting. All right. Here.
Ultimate back.
Does it come
Give.
chains?
Where is it? Where is it? Here. And she turns around and you see there's like a Shakespeare bust that has like secret buttons in it.
Good.
And she goes, all right, now we've got about 18 minutes before they arrive, and then we will be whisked away. Whisked ever so wonderfully. Yes, before the room fills with deadly, deadly poison. So, in the meantime, let's see what we're working with, shall we? I know some of you need new identities. That is my purview. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Amelia Parker. I am the public relations consultant and correspondent for the Lamplighters organization.
Pleasure.
Good. Good.
I love her so much.
Now, oh my, I have very different pictures of you. You all have quite the disguises on, don't you?
It's become a bit of a necessity, I'm afraid.
Well, let's stop with the necessity. Let's start somewhere new. That is what this is all about. This is about new beginnings, isn't it? Yes. Hello. You seem
Hello.
unsure. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Good, good. Okay.
She's had a rough few days.
So sorry to hear that. Well then, who needs a new identity? Yes, you. Wonderful. Is that Lola I see in there?
Yes.
Yes,
really
Yeah,
good.
you're also
I like it.
disguised to where you were in
Yes.
the room.
What
We had to hang
are
us in there.
you
This weekend
looking
at
for?
Burns.
Do we want to stay American? Because I feel like America's a little close. We could go continental, perhaps Belgian. Ooh, or the
I speak
Italians.
French.
You speak French. French are very in this season.
I was gonna say that.
She's a
bit.
Quebecer.
I suppose.
I'm glad to be here. It's wonderful
You
to be
wanted
among you
to-
all. What you all about?
So, hair dye, fashion, we can get you a new name. Do you have assets which we will need to move into Orlando?
Have you heard of the Red Bay Estate in Massachusetts?
Only in a passing purview of your file, but if you would like to give me the grand overhaul, I can, in some amount of order, perhaps arrange a transition of that.
If possible, that could be helpful for the group, but I think I'm also a suspect for the death of my brother, but I think I'm also the only heir left to the money, so
Well, then we will have to reach out to our vigilante in America and see if they can assist us with that. But let's get you off of the murder rap, shall
yes,
we?
please. That's
Yes.
more important than the money.
Wonderful. Now, when we all were saying the full package, there is a number of options. I can get you new names, new identities. However, your faces are still your faces. However, they do not have to be your faces. We have a number of specialists that can, through either surgical means or with an arcane art, give you a new visage. You think about that. That's a lot. I can see that. I don't want to overwhelm you. But I'll tell you this right now. I'm not born with it.
It's Maybelline.
She's adorable.
Who else is next on my identity train?
You want me to go next, Jim? Well,
I'd rather have the most to work at, I think.
that's perhaps
think we get
perhaps
friends
quite
with the money,
quite
right?
true. You're right.
At
as
least
it
you're not
stands-
wanted for murder in this country.
It's not a competition. We're all fucked up. Okay, come on.
Right. I don't have a whole lot to work with. However, I am not wanted in any capacity. Not here, not overseas, but
You're wanted in relation to associating with me.
I have nefarious qualities.
Thomas Hayward, correct?
Correct. That is my name.
Yes. I hear your father is quite upset with you being abroad. You have made quite the mess of yourself, haven't you?
You're a woman.
I have.
Yes. Well, do me a favor, darling. Give me a little spin. Let me see what I'm working with.
Yes, go on.
Yeah. I just like turn around like reluctantly, like, oh my god.
I'll admire the view.
Yeah.
I'll take off like the makeup
will
more or
too.
less.
No. As you
Oh,
start
okay.
to, she goes, no. The contouring work is tremendous.
Thank you.
Most impressive. Very impressive. However, a lot of upkeep on makeup on a daily basis. Trust me, I know. And unless you're willing to start doing it yourself, it's just not fair to these ladies to have to keep making you up every day.
Right.
And so, do we want a more permanent solution?
I can't rightly say. Frankly, I'd rather not.
That's fine. It's
But-
your face. You were born with it. I wouldn't take it away from you.
I don't think England knows my face as well as perhaps a very specific subset of the American regions would. But
All right. That's
I
fine.
think I can make do with people just thinking I look like someone who was in a paper once. You know, I have one of those faces.
All right. All right. Sounds good. However, I think your whole aesthetic we're going to have to revamp. It is very disheveled. It's very American. We are looking for
Pinstripe
precision.
suits.
Yeah. And I mean a tactical precision as well.
Yeah.
So I hope you will trust me in the days to come, Mr. Harewood.
I don't know what it is, but it's all coming back to me now.
That's so nice. Wonderful. Who's next?
You're going to be an Avenger.
I suppose it's me.
Oh, darling, I have been dreaming of the opportunity to do this. You have so many looks. Has anyone ever told you that if you just changed your hair, your face would look completely different?
I have had that, yes.
Great, we're going to change your face too.
Oh, God.
Yes, everyone gets new faces.
Some of us don't need them.
Not having any face.
Sorry, I'm. Never
Yes.
mind. I'm good.
All right. If you don't want a new face, you don't have to have
I-
a new face.
No, I just sort of need a temporary identity for a little bit.
All right. Sure. Not a problem. I will develop you names if you have any preferences on stations or where froms or how to's. Write them down for me. We will be, of course, relocating you all to tactical housing that we can protect. That way you all are safe on your off hours. You, of course, have a public identity that is secure. You'll be living with yourself. I hope you don't mind that we'd be arranging for guards or guardianship for you.
If you wish to, there are several persons in my home at the moment that I think are more than capable of patrolling.
Perfectly fine. I mean, to be arranged between yourselves and Lord Kensington, but he does care about you tremendously. He wants you to be safe, and that is highest priority. Of course, your comfort, as we understand this is not a simple decision to have come to, is also to be taken into account. But what I am trying to let you know is that we are here for all possible needs. But I will get to work under identities. Here are some forms. Hand them out. For those of you that need new names and visas and faces and all of those other things. If you're not an artist, that's all right. We have the best one around. So that's about 18 minutes. Let's go outside.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah. God damn it.
You all are led to a large van truck sort of thing.
Large van truck.
Windowless van.
Yeah, large van truck. It is
With a murderous clown
familiar
inside of it.
to
No, it's a
you. You
werewolf.
guys have been in them before. You are opened up in the back. It is one of those like personnel carriers in the back. No bindings, no muzzle, no nothing. They are trusting you. As you guys get in, the thing drives around for a while. Also, once we get you all set up in some of the on some of the company housing, you'll have more direct access to the facility immediately once we get everything sorted out. So sorry for the hooplas, but you will understand. She takes you. You guys are. Pretty sure you go into and or under the Thames at some point. Float about. You end up arriving sort of in a hangar bay. You can see that the outside of the truck is damp. So yeah, it sort of confirms it.
I mean, it's London. It could have been raining.
It could have been rain. It's very true.
Could have been Friday.
Could have been anything. So then, right, wonderful. Follow me, and we will get you into a prep room. I know I have alerted Lord Kensington to your decision. He is canceling the rest of his days so he can come and help you guys through your transition himself. Very important to him. So I will see you guys in a few. And she sort of takes you to like a conference room. There's fruit on the table. It's nice, you know. A lot of steam pipes, a lot of tubing, and you can hear sort of the hissing and whistling. And you guys see that there are a number of lamplighters roaming about that are in like tactical gear, tactical uniforms, the things that you had seen Pete in previously. You can hear gunshots. You assume there's some sort of training range or gun range down the way. It's busy, but not hectic. It seems quite well oiled in its operations. Is there anything you guys want to do or discuss in the meantime? Or are you ready to just move ahead?
We can move ahead, I think.
I think so, unless anyone has any pressing business or anything they want to say, like in response to what's happened so far.
Not in front of all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that anyone here knows who I am. I'm just this random person you brought with you.
Yeah.
No, I think Kensington knows who you are.
Kensington hasn't seen me,
I
and as
know.
far as he knows, I'm dead.
Are we in a room by ourselves?
Yeah.
Kensington knows there's more of us. than
Well,
us.
then
Six.
there you
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't
Yeah.
think any because I mean, why would I even be on the radar at this point? 3 people knew I was alive.
He knew you were a lamplighter.
Yeah, but I'm saying he also, as far as he knows, I've been dead for a week.
Mm.
Sure.
He'll find out.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that got back to him yet.
It's in the paper.
Our paper?
Up to you guys.
Since we're in a room alone, do we have anything that we want to say?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay.
It's about an hour that goes by. You guys are given. Amelia pops her way in and out. She brings design books full of suits and dresses and color swatches and just all sorts of things. And she is very excited about her job.
He's adorable.
She is, yeah. You're expecting her to pop in for probably the 5th time when Lord Kensington does grace you with his presence. My dear friends, I am so very glad to see you all. You seem dour, and I hope that I can alleviate some of that stress. I know Amelia can be a bit aggressive, but know that it comes from a place of care. Are you all ready to see the rest of the facility, or what would you like to
I think the facility would be a great start.
Wonderful. Allow me to introduce your direct handler and field support specialist. This is Harper Rhodes. You see another woman, shocking red hair, pulled tight, very tactically. She has, what you can tell, the leathers and things that she is wearing are probably lined in armor. It is quite the aggressive look. You can see that she has a blade strapped to the small of her back vertically, and she has smaller like pistol holsters on her thighs. Heels, they look like they're sort of spring loaded, some sort of mechanism device in there. Harper will be your day-to-day contact. She will also be the one that you go to for any sort of support. If you need to create false identities or set up a false relationship through any number of our contacts, that would go through Amelia. For other field support, as far as transportation or evacuation of specific areas, logistics, that is where Harper comes in. And she is prepared with an entire team of cleanup specialists. We have assigned Pete, who I believe is your friend, to work with her and you in any capacity in which you see fit. Right then, it's a pleasure to meet you all. if there were anything that should be needed, please let me know. And when you're ready for the fun stuff, we can take you down the hall, introduce you to the armament master.
Actually, there is something. We put in an order for a truck that I think is a little obsolete now.
All right.
Do you think perhaps there's a way we could get our money?
Oh, she defers to Kensington, and he looks and he goes, of course, of course. Wrong voice, wrong person. Of course. Yes, we could, the facility could buy that truck from you. Every operation that you have will, of course, be on a budget. That is one of the things that Harper will manage. We have many resources, but they are limited in at least individual research ways. So, in absolute necessity, we could stretch the budget in certain instances, but we are trying to defend the whole of an empire, not just a city. So, every operation you have will have a budget for not just personnel, but for items, bulk purchase, and all of those sorts of things. Anything that you can save from your operations funds, we can.
What if we were to donate a truck?
Well, we will pay you for the truck. That way you can get your money back. We can have the truck. We'll outfit it to whatever needs. And that way you have those monies. You can, of course, put in your own funds. But this is a job, and we would like for all of you to be paid as you are risking both life and limb. Also, in your forms, we would like you to identify any next of kin that we could send those funds to in the event of an unfortunate demise. Out of your operations fund, a portion of it can be, if you are able to perform the task without expending all of it, a quarter of the remaining funds are divvied up amongst you as a bonus. So that is a nice incentive for efficiency. But results are the most important thing. We don't want you to skimp. If you need something, please take it. If you need more, ask, and we will do what we can. But it is, we want you to know what you are working with on every operation. So, yes, if you have any other things that you would like to see if the organization can purchase them for you, they would then live either in organization housing or in the base itself. And that then they would belong to us, but you would, of course, use them on any of your ventures. We understand that a number of our agents keep personal arms and armaments. It is dangerous work, and we know that we have a habit of developing enemies. Did Amelia go over the potential for guards for you?
Yes.
If you don't want them, you don't have to have them. That is not a attempt to control your lives. We just want to. You're effective, and we need effective. So
it's not a problem if you don't stay in your housing.
No, it's not. It does make you a little harder to contact and put you a little further from the base. I think the benefits of being in the operational housing is far outweighed those against, although I understand you're coming from a very different organization, so I in no way wish to push you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to be in the housing and you don't want guards and you are attacked in the night, our response time can only be so well, right? You also have longer time to get into and out of the office, and you won't be around the rest of the team to develop camaraderie and fellowship among them. But those are decisions you can make later. But yes, next of kin, important. Even if it's each other, you just need a beneficiary for your life insurance. That's
It's taunting.
any other? Are there any other questions?
I write down 2 names.
Or would you like to? Would you like to see something fun?
I think we could use something fun.
Of course, come with me, please. She leads you down the hall past the firing range. You can see the firing range is actually set up. It's large. It's sort of like a city block or two.
Damn.
Or mocked up to be like apartment housing, and you can see them running sort of like SWAT style drills.
Is it
And
the
they've got like the pop-ups.
is it the test from
Can I-
Men in Black?
Kind of, but a little like you can kind of go into the building.
More like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine one.
Yeah, like the
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
any of the police academy ones, like
Yeah.
the shooting range. It's sort of like that.
Can I see like a target in a window?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna show off?
A little bit.
that's good. Get some rolls in here.
27.
Yeah. You shoot the target without shooting the hostage. Absolutely, well done.
You shot the hostage.
Speed has taught us anything.
That was
Shoot
just
the
She just needed to do that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I was
Yeah.
snarling. He was sneezing.
Don't you see that? She's walking around with fun. This book's way too advanced for her, man.
Still a perfect movie.
Yeah. Working out.
That
That's what I feel if somebody came out in the gym.
Bust my ass when I was on the treadmill. Little white girl run around to get on this time.
Oh my god.
It's just
Like, that's perfect physical comedy. Just
Yeah.
the best. With honors.
So
That's us now.
you
Just
guys
in
are
case you were wondering.
led back past that through the hallways. Think part Men in Black. Also think like
This is like
Um,
S.H.I.E.L.D. but evil. This is Hydra.
Not evil.
Shield, but evil.
I think it's just Shield.
think like
Well,
the G.I. Joe
S.H.I.E.L.D.
montage
doesn't make you change your
where
entire
they
face.
in the first one when Marlon Wayans and Channing Tatum when they're being like introduced, you like see all the soldiers running around and like training and doing stuff,
Mhm.
sort of like that, but steampunk.
You know how hard it is
We're
when you
not
say
evil.
Allison instead of just aggressively
So,
saying the last name.
you guys go back through down one of the hallways. You can see that their engineering is like separate, and you're walking past a number of doors. They have a full auto body mechanic shop and setup down there. You can see them fixing and retrofitting cars and doing experiments and working on hot rods and things like that. You can see them working on not just automobiles, but Zeppelin designs up on the boards, on arrows, on duos. Yeah, you like you're sort of going past that. Boats as well.
Is there a
No
mechanical frog?
submarine yet.
The giant mechanical frog.
No giant mechanical frog. Although they
Because that'll
do-
stop this shit.
they do, you do see partial plans for giant mechanical frog, but you can tell you stop and you're like, oh shit, right? But you can tell it's them.
Trying to figure it out.
They were
They're reverse
piecing
engineering.
together. Partly the one that was like that they found, but also just from like accounts and things. So
Is
they're
there
like
that-
working back
That
on
battle suit that we fought in the very first session 0.
it. You guys nixed that plan, so they don't have that. Battle
Yeah,
suit.
we did.
So
Can we bring the mech with us? The cock?
Why, John? Why?
I just
like it.
The colonel.
That and the dirigible, which was theirs to begin with.
We did. Yeah.
But we stole it, so it's ours now. Possession is 19.
It does.
Yeah, we
It does
repainted
belong.
it. That means that
Right, and everything we bring back to them is now
I've
theirs.
worked it.
here's what I love. Everybody was so worried about Arthur not having anything to protect him, and you couldn't leave him a mech or a dirigible for him to do his mad vigilantism
Say
with.
that now. She's away from the table.
Here's the thing. I'll leave him the dirigible, and you know how fucking hard that is for me right
I
now.
know.
But
I
the
know.
Gundam fan in me wants
sorry.
that chicken walker like it's no one's
Can't you
business.
see Arthur piling the dirigible in the chicken walker and then like he puts
Oh man, that's the dream.
Arthur's the final boss.
I know. I feel like we're like
Yeah,
Act 2 and like end of season 2 is going to be Arthur Batmaning in.
This is Empire
save us
Strikes
from our
Back. No one's
very
happy,
poor
but it's over,
decisions.
and we're kind of like, I guess.
As you all are led past the auto body shops, they are working on their own mech technology and designs. So, but beyond that, you hear this loud cracking and popping sound, and Kensington calls, sort of hammers on like the door jam. Nicola, is it safe?
He's here. He's here. Keep going. Cody, I can only get so hard.
Australian accent is sort of like the German.
Yes.
I literally more with the Swedish, but the Austrian, so very precise. I'm
Yeah.
You're
I'm
getting
everywhere.
Irish.
I did everything in that sentence.
Every accent.
Listen, listen. None of this is real. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Just make him German. It's fine.
In German.
Just make him David Bowie.
Oh God.
Stop.
Don't do that.
I'm not ready.
Oh, he's not ready.
Don't do that.
Because that's what
Make
he
him
is.
Jeff Goldblum.
I can't. I'm not ready.
Oh,
It's
please, can we somehow meet a scientist that is just Jeff Goldblum?
The chaos.
He
I'll
has to
work
be
on
a
it.
chaos
I'll work
A
on
chaos
it.
scientist.
scientist that
Um,
works for Kensington.
That is safe. Come in. This young man is absolutely brilliant. He has been working on this telescopic control module. What is it? It is in short a control module for a variety of vehicles that utilize radio waves on long-distance telecommunication devices. Fucking A.
He's
It's gonna
Irish
be
now.
Cody.
That's fine.
Devices.
fine.
Yeah.
Telecommunication devices. I'll go to America in a few years anyway. So
That's right.
Done. He's practicing.
Edison stole his accent.
my yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't worked for Edison yet. Now I know not to. Edison.
It's a
Well, it's about this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tesla is here. Tesla is there. He is developing a lightning gun. He is developing. He does have radios.
Oh, what?
They're a little bigger,
Okay.
but they are working.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
He talks about he's been working on wireless telegraph communications, and it based on his wireless world initiative, the World Wireless System. He can. Yeah, it's a real thing. He believes using the Earth's electromagnetic fields that he can perfect sending signals across the globe without the use of wires or cables. That's his big current project.
Does he have a Kevin in his head?
He might. We don't know. You see, yeah, he's worked on his own engines, his own turbines.
Is this one just his room?
This
essentially?
is just Tesla's room. He's got an assistant. The assistant is scared and
Just
in
all the time?
corner. Yeah.
Am I getting like when I look at it? Am I getting vague like not Dr. Skin vibes? That's different. But like vague that expo. Like if I'm looking at it like
yes,
when we went to the expo.
more advanced.
Mhm.
And actually, Dr. Skin is not real far off because he had like Tesla coils that he was using in his demonstration.
Right.
So there's a
Stuff's already
fair
been
amount of
stolen.
familiarity here, but there's enough to make it distinct.
Right.
So it doesn't. It
Right.
it looks like they were developing along similar lines. Not that they have stolen from one or the other. Not that
Right.
they are in collaboration.
Right.
I don't want to
No,
get
you're
that
right.
impression.
I was just trying to see if I kind of like looked at it and was just like,
Tesla's not
Yeah.
secretly
I'm-
Dr. Face.
I'm-
Dr. Skin.
no, I doubt it.
Why?
And I was like, I'm vague.
Doctors
I'm
named
No, we'll meet
Dr.
Dr.
Face.
Face later.
Anil
That's
Parvo,
I don't
Marla Hotep, is Dr. Skin. It's actually Lovecraft wrote it based on experimentation
yeah.
that Tesla was
Yeah.
like his traveling
Fun fact.
demonstrations. So yeah, there is
Overlap.
a
Yeah.
overlap. There is a link there.
Yeah,
So
because Tesla was a horrifying nightmare person, and
Yes,
also
he was.
incredibly bizarre. And I
He's the
encourage
genius
you
that
all.
goes on crazy.
Yes, I encourage you all to look up Tesla and his pigeons, and you will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
So, well, he hasn't jumped into Pigeon Land yet. Maybe you guys will drive him
They
back. We'll see.
sort of did that in, what was it, The Illusionist or The Prestige? What
A
is it?
little bit,
Prestige.
Yeah, Prestige.
teensy bit.
Little bit, yeah.
So yeah, Tesla is your Q, essentially.
I love it.
Mm.
I can only get so hard, Cody.
You're welcome.
Shrimp.
My shrimp is awake and he is paying attention. Y'all gotta watch this comedy special. You don't
No.
understand anything we're saying.
No.
No.
So thank you for,
Yeah.
including us.
As you guys,
Sorry, we watched an hour.
Nicola is deep in his experimentations at the moment, and so you guys are, unless you have specific questions or things to discuss with him.
Is it just gun work, it looks like, and just weaponry?
No. He's
Radio stuff for the car.
he does actually the only gun thing he seems to be working on is the lightning gun.
Okay.
Is
Is there armor?
there is you have seen other people in armor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Armor is a possibility. That's not his specific thing. He's working primarily on like turbines and engines for autos, wireless communications for you guys, as well as he's got that thing, the remote controls like radio control sort of things. He hasn't gotten to death ray yet, so
So,
electric
Yes.
motors, those sorts of things.
Soon we get the right.
Handheld death race.
It's just you and
Um,
me, Betty.
You guys are. He does have a. There are other associates that are. They have some. What is it? Excuse me. They have some weapons that have been developed from. Nope, wrong one. From the American Vigilance. We did establish that as
That's their
That's
name.
their
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the vigilant.
So yes, and there is a guy that is basically kind of on loan. He seems to be like the actual gun master. A lot of their guns are very Western style, very kind of cowboy inspired carbines and six shooters. Some autos. Many of them come weighted.
ooh.
So for up close and melee events, the gentleman's name is Jericho Cross.
All right.
But there are also they have some other weapons that are non-vigilant inspired that are more multi-purpose. There is the combined rifle, which is the Essex M78, which is sort of an automatic rifle with a pump action shotgun shell underneath for when things get too close to back them up. They have many guns, many guns that we can dig into later, but you guys are sort of being given the Time Store tour, as it were. After seeing the armament section, you are introduced to this lady is named this is Maisie Bartlett. Maisie is the head of our supernatural research department. So she will be the one that when you need additional information on supernatural creatures or phenomenal, she might have the answer, or at least she can help you in getting the answer. But that is her position. All of these people, I should note, are specifically for your team. So they should be almost constantly at your disposal. Tesla, not so much. He is a busy man, but a good kid.
How many teams are there?
Well, currently we are up to, with you all, 3. One is on the continent, and the other one is nearing graduation. So you can see the importance that you all hold.
Can I do a check on Maisie to see if she's normal?
Sure. Absolutely. Make a investigation check.
Make a normal check.
Check
I like to check for normalcy.
11.
seems to be.
Cool.
Yeah. No, she seems to be
Take advantage on spell checks.
fine.
My fox
May I
does.
may I attempt to infer what the phrase graduation means?
You've seen a lot of people training here,
Right.
so they it seems that they are attempting to train
To become
to be.
teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There seems to be a hierarchy, right?
Okay.
There is the rank and file sort of cleanup support people that are not most likely not going to face down a werewolf, let's say. And then there are agents.
Mhm.
You all would be agents.
Got it.
You investigate phenomenon, you
Mhm.
reach decisions, you are in command of these other support structures. And they have a continental team that you get the feeling from his discussion about the German Empire and Bismarck that seems to be where his big fear is right now. So it makes sense that he would have deployed a team specifically to the continent as soon as possible.
Right.
And then he's working on developing the next team. Right. And then having you guys come in gives him immediate access to people that can do things.
Right.
You're not going to put us through some sort of training yourself.
Well, I figure that once you have faced down a pack of werewolves and survived, I think what you're really lacking is support. I don't want to mess with your systems too much. We are here to try to help. As I said, we want you to handle your problems in the way that you deem fit and responsible. Would we prefer quieter solutions? Of course. But results are more important. That is what we are here to pay for. That is what Amelia is here for, to spin any stories, to pay people to shut up, to keep things quiet, which is what Harper is here for. She is here to coordinate with you, to minimize destruction and damage, to get you support, to block people out of, say, Hyde Park, if you're having some form of showdown there. That is what Jericho is here for, and Pete, Maisie, here to help you do what you do best. We don't always know what the solution is. We expect you to find it. Sometimes it'll be at the end of a gun, sometimes it won't be. Anything that you can do to help the organization spend less money and to gain more resources is appreciated. But we're looking for results, safety. For the people of London, people of Great Britain, and the people of the world abroad. We may be Englishmen, but we are inching ever closer to a world where national identity is going to become obsolete. I don't want to see a day when it is merely humans versus monsters. So, let's do right by everybody, shall we?
Right.
Do you want me to train you? Do you want me to choose some sort of leader or pick you into a hierarchy or give you ranks and titles and things like it? It didn't seem like what you wanted. I don't want to do that unless you ask me to. Again, even I myself. We've asked you to join us for a reason, for a few of them. As we've all said many times, you get the job done. We're just trying to make sure that you get the job done safely.
I confess I am impressed by the facilities which you have demonstrated here today, this evening, whatever time of day it happens to be. Can't say I rightly know.
You can get the feeling. You guys got here in late afternoon. It's stretched on. It's early evening. Yeah. It's
You've shown us tonight. However, with regard to rank and file and
Hierarchy.
a hierarchy, correct? These sort of titles, well, I defer to the collective. Do we wish to have a decider?
I don't think that would be the most effective. No.
Being it not,
Would we listen?
whether or not we listen depends on,
I
well,
don't think any one of us has all the expertise to be able to make that decision. So
Well.
if there are certain specialties that certain people have, then we should all, as a group, make those decisions.
right, well, on occasion, some of us don't have 3, 4, 5, 6 days to gerrymander around and find that decision.
I don't think that term exists yet.
It doesn't. Well, actually,
It
I believe
does,
it
actually.
does.
They gerrymander in the
It
US, it
legitimately
does
does, and I probably would use it in a
Most of the
derogatory.
war does.
I probably would use it in a derogatory
Let's see.
fashion.
Let's see when Gary was running.
Yeah.
Gary.
That was his name.
Asshole. Yeah.
That motherfucker. Well,
Oh, fair.
if it ever comes down to it, and we have to elect a leader, let me be the first to say it. I vote Lucy.
I beg your pardon. Thomas, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yes, but he's a point.
What point does he have?
My point is that I said that I recommend you as, if push comes to shove, the decider in any given situation.
I am neither push nor shove. I would like to point out.
And I look at Kensington and just like, just like
The sound.
I make the sound, and I'm like, I know. I understand that, but
He has a point. You're the most likely to be conscious in any given situation.
Right, I'm also most likely to be furthest away from you all. And none of you listen to me anyway.
I do.
I know you do, darling. You have to.
We don't listen to you. You try to sacrifice yourself for us. No.
It was a term. It is a term already.
Yeah, it happened post World
I
War.
thought it was because it was a
1814.
Oh,
yeah.
pre-Civil War.
Oh,
I knew it was an early term.
Early.
Yeah,
So post
I legitimately thought it was like a build-up to the
That was
Civil War
like
term.
third election. It was like, hey.
Oh God.
I legitimately like thought it was like a build-up to the Civil War term, but now
I thought it was.
like,
I thought it was a
shit.
Reconstruction term. But
No, I knew it wasn't a Reconstruction
he was,
term.
the vice president under Madison.
That is
There we go.
President 2, if I'm not
No,
mistaken.
Madison's 4.
4?
Yeah.
After
Oh,
Jefferson.
well, okay, 4.
Ah, well, we got through 3.
Whoa.
You got through
whoa.
Washington, Adams, who were Federalists, and then you got
Jefferson.
who was the first Democratic Republican,
And then
Mhm.
Madison,
Madison-
also
Madison-
Democratic Republican.
Right.
Madison was Democrat Republican. Yeah.
and then you got Monroe, which started the
Now-
Whig Party.
Madison never had a son when he fought the War of 1812.
Listen, I don't know about what we're all deciding here. I don't even know if we're deciding a thing. I merely voiced an opinion before it came down to it. Should it ever come up, I believe that you would probably be the most.
Look, as someone who likes rank and file and finds some sort of satisfaction in it, I really don't think it would serve this team very well. Because we all have different specialties, because Lucy's going to still live in Thanet House, because of all of these different situations, I think we all have different sort of prerogatives.
We absolutely do have different prerogatives, and I am not saying that. I'm not asking anyone to understand what I believe in, what Daisy believes in, Lola believes in. There's a lot of people who,
Right, and I don't want
since we began this endeavor, have not understood one another. However, we have made decisions. A lot of us have become embittered.
they are decision-making process.
And on occasion, in the moment, when seconds are on offer, not days, not weeks, not hours, when seconds on offer, whom do you trust to make a decision? I put it to you all, but
So
for
you
me
want
personally,
Lucy to make all of our decisions, the woman who's sitting there to try to sacrifice herself for all of us all the time.
that ain't what I said. I believe that is remarkably not what I said.
You literally just said that you want Lucy to be our leader.
I said that when it came down to it,
You want us to wait for orders.
no, she has a capacity. Does she not?
I'm entertaining myself while you all argue over what it is
Close-up
I'm going
magic.
to do.
Yeah,
Was it magic?
I
That
don't
is
think
not what I
anyone's
said.
doing anything
I think
right
that
now.
I think that it's neither here nor
It's
there.
moot.
Lucy
It
doesn't
isn't.
want it.
It's moot. We don't need a leader.
We don't need a
We
leader.
haven't had one yet.
Sorry, Arthur.
But you
Not the kind of leader we're talking about.
The point that I'm
Field
making,
leader.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, the point
you
that
don't
I'm
need it.
making simply is that when the time comes to make a decision that is not preferable,
It's you, Thomas.
I reject that entirely.
And so is she, so why are we still arguing?
Fine, so you're co-captains of the cheerleading squad.
That's not. Jesus Christ! Have some.
Right. So what I'm saying is that when things come to shit, which they already do, I'm not allowed to do
Believe
anything.
in yourselves.
I'm not allowed to do anything, is what you're trying to say. Because you have a leader that I had to take their orders from. That's not what I signed up for.
If you can't imagine this, and I do admit that it is difficult, how, given our current circumstances, you are not the focus of my discussion in this moment.
No, but split-second decisions are. And typically split-second decisions come from me.
And they are remarkably bad. Now, if you would like
No,
me
they
to
are
say
not
that in.
bad.
She's just gonna.
I
steal
know
that.
you wish to steer that in a certain direction. However, I reject it, and I will not. However,
There was one decision that I made that was bad.
continue talking to yourself if it gives you comfort.
Anyway,
How high up does this go? How underground are we? This is impressive.
Oh, yes. No, we're about 60 feet below the
We're
surface.
60.
So you
would've
wouldn't
said
think
40.
so.
No, it
Right.
feels.
No, but
It's not stifling.
No.
You know, just
it's
cozy.
the ventilation
Cozy.
system.
I like
I thought I was feeling a
A
little
little
something.
pressure, right? But the air We've piped
Do you
it
have
in.
armor? Do you have clothing?
Yes,
Let's
yes.
do that.
We should.
I agree. We should do that.
Let's go.
Ah.
Let's do that.
Did Amelia talk to you about new faces?
She did.
That's
Yes.
it's.
She seemed to think that was rather not much of an option for me. Is that an option for me, or is that something that we think
she
I
said
really
you
ought
have
to
to have
do?
a new
she
face.
really wanted you to have one. But I should note, Amelia is quite the fashionista, and the idea that she could change her face per fashionable year or season is delighting her beyond any true.
She seemed very
understanding.
energetic.
From the capital.
She is
Yeah,
very.
just to say, I'm like, oh.
She's Effie.
No, I'm Effie.
No, she is Effie.
She's Effie Trinket.
Yeah.
She's Elizabeth Banks.
She's Effie,
Yes.
never having been
Yes,
like
yes, we have.
demoned.
It is a exhaustive process. Not one that should be done repetitively or ad nauseum. However, some of your infamy,
Mine. You mean mine? You can say mine.
not just yours, darling.
Mostly mine.
Lola also has infamy.
Mostly in America.
We all have infamy. Calm down. All right.
yes,
I don't
We're all equally infamous.
I don't have infamy.
We fight over the weirdest fucking things.
there if you want it.
Can someone just let me take the blame for something once? Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
So, yes,
You can be
hello.
the most infamous.
What access to information do we have? Information that you would already have.
We have a number of. I apologize. What are you asking me?
Information on a possible former lamplighter.
We can go into the archives, and you would want to run that through Harper for general research. She is your point of contact. She'll be the one, as I prioritize certain missions based on the deadliness to the general population or the world as a whole, I will hopefully be giving those to you. And then in between cases, when the world is safe, we would love to assist you in any of your personal investigations. We understand that a number of you have joined. A number of all of us have joined for personal reasons. I know that better than most. And the need for answers and for closure is important. It's not something I wish to stifle. I want to give you access to all of those things. However, personal vendettas and grudges and fears can cloud one's judgment. We prefer if our agents, while on specific assignment, were focused on that assignment. Our first team was distracted. So we've grown a lot since then. And many of us that participated in the second team were moved into leadership positions. Myself and Harper, ourselves, Jericho, we have all been in the field together. And so we have a bit of expertise, but we are not professionals. We're all working at learning this together. Team 4, Team 3 is in the continent, Team 4 on graduation. You all are Team 5. Hope you don't mind.
Kennedy, you literally made this organization for your own personal vendetta.
Exactly.
And you're saying that's a bad thing.
He's saying it got in the way.
I'm saying it got people killed.
Everything gets people killed.
Yes, I know, but I'd like to minimize.
So when was the last time you had sex? Because honestly, you are so uptight. It is concerning me.
I'm just sitting here.
I believe they call that hysteria these days.
Oh, I've got something for that.
Hang on.
Come on, Mo.
I hope you have a chimney.
Gross.
This is for you. It's fine. I'm wearing gloves.
Gross. Okay,
It is-
moving on.
I mean, I don't have to touch it.
Everyone joins the Lamplighters for a personal reason. Everyone does. There's no way you can't. We understand that. We support that. We want to help you in your investigations. We want to bring them to a close for you. However, we don't give full and rampant access to everything because we find it distracting when people need to be focused on the task at hand.
Understood.
Hopefully you understand where that comes from.
And our first task would be finishing Miller.
Yes. Actually, we need to work on that quite soon. I was glad you all were coming. From what we've discovered, he is planning on heading to Germany by rail, I believe, within the next 48 hours. So,
we'll get him tomorrow.
that's my hope. Harper's already been working on logistics. We'll see what we can do. You all have seen the Dime Store tour. I'm sure you'll meet a number of other agents and individuals as we go along. Do you have any questions? I'm going to take you all to your ready room. It's a place for you to meet, go over plans, discuss things. It is yours. So, do with it as you wish.
If we requested armor and arms, would we have them by tomorrow?
We could have completely tactical armor and arms by tomorrow. Yes. For disguised pieces, they will take probably a week. But I know you have some pieces of your own. Arms are easy. We have those in spades. But we've only had you guys here for a few hours. And while Amelia works fast at designing things, construction can even take a little time. But hopefully in the future we won't be on such a time crunch.
You had,
How much silver do you have?
Plenty.
you'd said that you'd be able to lock down a location,
Yes,
so we wouldn't necessarily need to be disguised or discreet.
true.
All right.
Has anyone been watching him?
We've done our best to keep an eye on him, although he is an elusive target.
Has he come back to the fore?
He has not.
Can we evacuate the train car?
That is what we are looking into. Yes. If we can fill the train with agents and give them the opportunity to vacate the premises.
Is it a British train?
Yes.
Just tell them that the brake line's gone and they have to reroute. They're used to it.
It's an intercontinental train. But we are working, Harper is well under logistics. So
Does anyone know if he's had time to change anyone else?
we're not 100% on that one. But we have seen him with a singular traveling companion and a German agent who has worked well to recruit him. So we find that to be the primary and secondary target.
Another female beta.
Yes, but we're not sure where she came from. She may be an alpha from Germany. We're not sure.
All right.
We are looking for a train-based operation in the next 2 days. Tomorrow to prep, day after to execute. We can go over all the arms and armor that you guys need tomorrow. I mean, you can start tonight if you wish, but that looks like the best opportunity we have to catch him in an isolated place. While it is closer in quarters, it is an environment we can control. So that is my personal plan when I was assisting in the op. However, you are the agents, and we will defer to you. Hopefully you find our preparation adequate. That's fine.
And I may have something that will help.
Wonderful. I hope in time that we'll all come to trust each other to work well together. I think we want the same things. I truly do. So, I'm sorry for any reason that I've given you in the past to doubt me, but I hope you find me sincere when I say that the lives of not just the people in my care and employ, but of the country and the world as a whole are dear to me. Yours included. So, I apologize. I am late for a dinner arrangement, and this has been a wonderful time spent with you all. But I must vacate. Yours is in the room. Yours is the room marked with the V. So
So number 5. Also V for Vendetta.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's gonna set us on.
Yep. And then we
Even-
scream, and then we wear Guy Fawkes masks for the rest of our lives. That's our new real
Even
face.
better.
Or just Guy Fawkes vigilantes.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what she meant by giving us new faces.
Harper will give you the information that you need for entry and exit. We don't have many points of entry and exit right now throughout the city. So unfortunately, it is, if you are staying in your own homes, a bit of a travel, and we need to coordinate each one because we would like for them all to remain secure. Right? Repetitive use of a police call box or some sort of phone booth can be telling. So bear with us while we work those logistics out. However, before you leave, do stop by the equipment room outside of Tesla's workshop. Harper will have arranged some wireless communication devices. The range on them is spotty, but in emergencies they can send out a signal which will red alert here at the base. If it's within London, beyond that, we lose range, unfortunately. So, thank you, Mad Fighters. We'll see you later. Look forward to working with you. Be well.
Thank you,
Kenny.
Kensington.
He turns on his heels and with his cane clicking along the way, his footsteps echo just a little bit. You think, well, the rest of the day has been filled with sounds of gunshots and boots marching and people talking and the arcs and pops and snaps of Tesla coils. It's into the night shift now and primarily monitoring things. It's quiet. You suspect his shoes have silver taps on the bottom of them or something. They shine just a little bit and they leave a louder as he steps his way out. Harper is there if you need anything. She is your she's your Charlie, she's your girl Friday. Amelia works in public relations, so setting up new identities for you guys for individual missions, new clothes, temporary faces.
Don't like the word temporary.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to utilize like Mission Impossible faces,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. However, we don't have that, but what you can possibly do is like, it's essentially like the alter self spell, limited in the number of times you can cast it, and there may be like a wisdom save if you do it too much to try to keep track of who you are. But it's meant to be something. It's a spy thing, right? You guys are doing a little more spy work now, not just so you have a step up from just makeup and and wigs.
But I might need to talk to Amelia about maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it is. So yeah, you have Harper, you have Amelia. Nicola will serve as your Q. Maisie Bartlett is your supernatural research specialist. Pete is one of your lieutenants, one of your rank and files.
Sweet boy.
And
Jericho Cross.
Jericho Cross is he like Tesla are the
Quartermaster kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was Amelia's last name?
Parker.
Parker.
Amelia Parker, Harper Rose, Nikola Tesla, Maisie Bartlett, Pete Smith,
Jericho
and
Cross.
Ashcan Smith. Jericho.
Pete Ashkin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pete.
He's just
he Ashcan yet?
He's not Ashcan yet.
Does he have a dog?
I believe you guys asked him last time.
Yes.
He has Duchess.
Does he still have her? Is my question.
He does still have Duchess. Yeah, Duchess, but Duchess lives at the company.
We get to meet
Now,
her.
if we wish to decompress any of this,
Very.
perhaps we should do it.
Well, you guys discuss that. I'm gonna use the
Yeah.
restroom real
Yeah.
quick.
Go ahead.
If you go somewhere, just tell me where you went.
So we're gonna roll for initiative.
America.
Guys,
Perhaps
peace out
we
to
should
Egypt.
go to in
Egypt.
this conference room.
The room where we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
It's
The room where it
Well,
happens.
Yeah.
Well, for privacy's sake.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
It is
Cody's here.
private.
Not here. Never mind.
Yeah.
Are bugs a thing?
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, if we get wiretapped.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's if they're gonna
Not
wire
tap.
They're going to wiretap the room. It doesn't matter what we do.
right, there's nobody else to go. We can't really leave here.
Like get rid of them.
Big no.
They know.
Right. But
no,
we
you
also
can replace them with.
With what?
I know.
So,
Replace
I
them
mean,
with what the
so we're going to go there.
Real bugs.
Let's go.
This roaches.
They walk in.
Here's what we think of your bugs.
I think it's just that's our decor
So we
that we
can-
chose. Every time they walk in, there's just
Do you
cockroaches
think
everywhere. They're like,
Kensington thinks we're Make-A-Wish kids and that's what's up with this?
Oh, stop. Stop.
No, but
Stop.
whatever
Dumb as-
the lamplighters have, the military pretty much has access to as well.
We can
So
give
I
you
would,
names. We
I
should
would
be
want
the
to switch
names.
them over with our own.
No.
So we're
No.
going to say that we go into the conference room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're also going to say that there's a mini bar and
God,
Yes, it's a
and
mini bar,
teapot.
okay.
I have a flash.
Hours. He knows.
I have a
Okay.
flash
Our
in my
wedding-
pocket if there is.
It's
And I
our
also-
ready room. I assume there is booze galore.
Right.
Yes.
Kensington knows.
Because we are all barely functioning alcoholics.
Correct.
I will take my
I just
field
have
tea
a problem.
set.
So,
And
Still.
fill up
you
my
have an
cup.
addiction though, dear, don't you?
All
Yeah,
right.
the caffeine.
Tea?
And
Blood.
It's not an addiction if you need it to live. Sweet God, I've had this fight with Crag. Like everyone's like, "You're addicted to it." I'm not, it's food. I'm not addicted to it.
Are you addicted to food?
yes, I am.
actually.
It's not addicted.
Good,
I need
actually,
it
trust
to
me.
Do
live.
not allow yourself to become addicted to water.
She just Mad Maxed us. Okay.
I had to. It
Yeah, you
was
did.
there.
It was.
All right. Now,
So
here we are, my friends.
Oh yeah.
We find ourselves in the crux of it all. And, no, go for it.
No.
If
I
you want
was,
to interrupt,
no, I
you're
don't.
welcome to.
No.
That's a very useful thing to do.
I was just quoting the American Inventor. Continue.
Okay. We find ourselves in the crux of it all. Going forward, things will be different, right? In some capacity or another. We have hell, weapons division, armor division, healers, support, and goddamn, it's incredible. Quite frankly, it's
It's just like him.
well, yeah, it's kind of what I'm driving at. It's a downright organizational. And I'm not saying it's a negative thing. It's not. I just,
A little too close to home.
no. However, no, it ain't. It's different. This is something that I, in this capacity, somewhat understand. I understand what it is that we're doing, and I understand the importance of it all. But how do we all feel? As of right now, I just like to know where we're all at. I know it's been a moment.
Cody, the name bugs or bugs a thing.
Roll a intelligence technology roll.
You would know if you were proficient in it.
I'm not. I do not have technology. But a straight intelligence roll? Nope. I know nothing.
You wonder if that might be possible, but you have no idea.
Like,
But
that would not be something that, like, the military, like, my division would already have.
It would be extremely rare. I mean, at this point, you can record sounds. However, the quality is so poor, especially, and the things that are recorded at this point are intentionally recorded,
Yeah.
right?
Like
that.
we need this.
Yeah, it's somebody that's like the music
on
she
the
has on the wax
Yeah, we're
cylinders and
still on
stuff.
the
It's like
Yeah.
people trying to record stuff and still the quality is like, bleh. So
Yeah.
to try to get something recorded without people knowing or without you wonder if it's possible, but you have no idea.
Cool.
You also just watched a man summon lightning
Right.
yeah,
and shoot it.
Right.
So who knows what he's capable of.
That's creepy. Sorry.
it's that. I mean, what it comes down to for me right now is not so much whom we serve. I, frankly, and you can pin this down to the American within me, I don't like the idea of serving anybody. But what I do care about more than anything, whether we use masks or disguises or different names, wigs, whatever, what I do care about is whom I serve with. So, for the record, for whatever it's worth, even if it ain't a whole lot, my name is Thomas Haywood, and I've done a lot of bad things in London that you've all seen and elsewhere as well. I served with the French during the Tonkin, let's call it conflict. For a long time, I didn't do a whole lot of good, but then I met Daisy here. And then I met you all. For a long time, I thought that maybe there wasn't a whole lot of good to be done. And that maybe, just maybe, I'd be able to pretend I died a hero. But now, I haven't met all of you. I haven't been in all of your companies. I like to delude myself into thinking that I've made some friends, some good people, which in my previous line of work was a remarkable rarity. So you'll forgive me for some sentimentality, but I don't know a whole lot about organizations or socio-political relations beyond someone telling me who and what to kill, but the people that I see here with me right now, regardless of whom we serve, I don't know if I'd die for them. But I'm willing to die for my friends. And for the majority of y'all, I consider you my friends. Whatever y'all got to say, that's what I have. I'm sorry. Is there a drink slate? I'm sure, I don't know what
I'm
to
just
say.
gonna pull a flask out of my pocket.
Thank you. God damn it.
I was wondering if that sentimentality is going to extend to me. Nice to know you still haven't gone that crazy.
Just ignore that entirely.
I don't feel better about the choice than I
It's
did
strong.
this morning, but I still think it's what we had to do.
I agree. It's a lot.
We'll make the best of it.
Always do.
That's what this is. We protect ourselves so we can bring a little light to the world. That's it.
That's it.
We protect each other.
Absolutely.
That's what this was about. Was it not? It was about having the capability and the resources to not end our lives prematurely.
And each other's the thing. I'd rather let something get away than lose someone. I've lost enough family already.
Gonna have to visit Arthur.
Me too.
If nothing else, then out of
Respect.
professional courtesy. Yeah.
Just so you're clear, we're serving Kensington and his priorities. We do not decide what we get to do anymore.
And
Everyone,
where?
Just so you're clear, I'm Countess of Thanet, and I serve no one.
You may think that, but that's not what this is.
We don't serve him. We
Yeah.
work for this organism.
him,
That's not serving,
It's an
dear.
employer.
it's we are at his whim.
Are we?
Yes.
Isn't that how you spent most of your life? What makes this any different?
You're the only soldier I've seen bulk at soldiering.
Right. Because when
you're
you're
the
all,
only one I ever seen that balked so much but did so little.
you have no idea what I've done.
Mr. Hayward, his behavior is hardly helping.
If you wish to balk against the crown so much, then just leave
not.
it.
Bulking against the crown.
Then what are you doing?
just making sure things are clear and out in the open.
Things are clear and out in the
Because you
open
have
as much
you
as they
wax
can.
poetically about all of the sentimentality, but that's not what we are anymore. We don't get to choose our own battles. We don't get to go after what Verity needs to go after, what I need to go after. But going after what
I think
Kensington
we've gotten a
wants us
lot
to
of
do.
information today, yes?
Yes.
And I think that it's maybe best we'll take an evening, perhaps, think about it on our own, instead of getting into another circular fucking argument, because God knows I'm sick of it. Please.
Right.
Thank you.
As you all leave, Harper has prepared for you instructions on how to re-enter the premises. They're given in envelopes to each of you. You can read them and compare them. Looks like they've got 3 set up. They sort of split among you guys. Yeah. You all retire separately to your...
Where are you and Harry, sir?
Actually, I don't suppose someone would mind walking me home.
Of course we will.
I think you've been there. Well, I know you've been there before.
Mm.
I think you've been there too.
You staying at your same spot?
At the circus? Yeah, she's going right there.
Of course we will.
It's protected.
We'll walk it. We'll walk it.
I'm sure Harry will be
I'll walk you
delighted
home.
to see you. And Adam.
Did anyone
He wants to
request security? It was an option.
Well, let's plan to move.
Okay.
apologize. Not at the
Mhm.
moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Out of
couldn't-
curiosity.
I mean, unless you wanted,
If you didn't want it, she wouldn't suggest it.
I would have just out of more than anything,
Mhm.
just the simple fact that over at the Soaring Dragon,
We
Yeah,
also-
let it run.
we
Well,
kind of have
the
the
lo-
triad.
the lotuses,
Yeah.
which in and of themselves, if you move in on them, it's not so much like you're moving in on us, but if you move in on them, then
Yeah.
like we,
Yeah, I
we'd
think-
learn a shit ton about relations. If it was just like if the lotuses was like, no, fucking you can fucking have them, I'd be like, Ren, piece of shit. We played Monster.
We cooked bathtub that. Does that mean
I think Verity is going back to the circus for tonight, which is sort of like people don't go there.
Yeah.
But if need be, she and Harry might stay.
Okay.
Just so they're not at the circus. Not
Calm down. I know.
they might
Okay.
see like, hey, is it okay if we rent a room or something until this is kind of gotten
Yeah.
sorted.
Really quick after we get home,
Mhm.
Effie just has a quick question for you.
All right.
See,
Yeah. What's got you concerned?
would you still like me if my face was different?
Well, if your face was different, it'd still be you. So that question answers itself, doesn't it?
And she grabs you and kisses you.
Gross.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Hope you guys are excited about the new game. I think it has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah. There's lots that has been said,
That's the
and
noise
that
that
we
I'm making
are
inside.
moving
I
forward.
know a lot of us were very quiet tonight, but I think it's just because it was just a lot
Yeah,
of
we
it.
were
that
getting a
just
lot
like,
of info.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, like
A lot of us were quiet, and a lot of us just argued.
Lamplighters.
and,
That is
and like
what
as
By the way, y'all, this is what I was handed.
Okay.
You bitch.
That's like villainy level.
Yeah.
Like,
I was,
Yeah.
Effie
Asshole.
Effie was ready to go down there and throw down because she didn't think it was her.
you do this
She
later.
thought somebody was
fucking with
That's
her.
why.
She was ready
That's
to
why
throw
Thomas
down.
took the gun. It was just
Well, I
like,
didn't know
I'm
it
gonna.
was-
I'm not
fucking-
gonna lie. I
Go,
literally
go,
thought
go.
Thomas was gonna be like, no, prove that you are who you say you are because I've
I
seen a
thought
lot of
about it.
shit lately.
I
And
thought
I
about
need to
it.
know that you're not some kind of weird shapeshifter.
I thought about it, but the big difference there, the one reason why I didn't do that was because all of Thomas's like hallucinations are his own. so I was like, you know what?
Plus, Effie saw them. So.
Like everyone else is just
Yeah,
like,
we all
it's
also
fairy,
saw
where it's
Effie
like,
turn into-
all right,
No,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you could have been a shapeshifter. That's true, but
I literally expected Thomas to be like, no, don't go near that thing until we figure out what the hell
Well,
it
great
is.
expectations.
I was already crying. It was too late.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just did the
I had,
We'll
simple
get-
I
insight check.
had several responses for it.
We'll get by it, you revenant
I was
ghost.
going through, who could Arlen possibly playing that would horrify Courtney that much? Never got to. She's just playing Verity.
I honestly
I
thought
don't
you
know,
guys
you
would figure
just-
it out before.
You're just
now.
written a note
God,
that
you,
says
you son of
dad.
a bitch.
We can hash this out when we're not online.
It'll be fun. Yeah, we'll get a picture of the note up on the Discord.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
take one as soon as I put my dice away.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We're going to be back tomorrow night. We're going to do something else. I don't know what that is yet. It's going to be fun. Maybe I got a cool Call of Cthulhu deck building game.
I love a good
Player
deck building game.
cooperative. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all my favorite words in a
Really
line,
is.
in a
Deck
string.
building cooperative 6-player
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Call. Up.
call.
Yeah.
I love Up, guys. It's my favorite. The small words.
Really? Mine is in.
Of
Yeah.
course it is.
Well, guys, we're going to say goodnight. Thanks for hanging out with us.
That's
We'll
really
see you next time. But until then, be cool.